based, yes. But since this is going to take about 2 minutes, I don't think that really makes sense.
Well, okay then.
Okay.
Right, are we ready?
Yep.
Are we ready? Are you ready?
We're not on YouTube, though.
Are you ready?
We will be.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
Okay, there it is.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
All right, we starting?
Ba-ba.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go, people. Come on.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you play this week.
How do you
reviews
know?
And an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
This hunky grandma be
Veteran
tripping.
gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
I use Gadsor.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran
It's
gamers.
hard for me to admit when I've made a mistake, so I won't.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
No more video games because they cause stress and they raise your heart rate.
More stress than being a police officer?
Jake, I've seen you play Mario Party.
Wario cheats!
I'm just saying about Wario cheese. That's a stupid game.
Hello and welcome to episode 774 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 774. What's up, people? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
And hello from rainy Wisconsin. Look at all that rain out there. You see the rain? It's coming down like the cold November rain.
Talking to
rain.
two British people about rain
I
Yeah.
can tell you what it's like.
is like saying to someone in a third world country, I'm a bit hungry.
Do you know what though? Well, I've just got to stop you there
Whoa.
because
Stop the
obviously
show,
not
everyone. Stop the show.
not last week, but the week before I was on holiday and we had the
Yes.
best weather we've had all year on
Yeah,
any
Chinny, why
holiday.
don't you shut up about
It was
British
fucking
rain? It's not always
sunny.
raining.
Every day it was beautiful. We had an
Were
absolutely
you in Britain?
amazing. Yeah, we were. We had
Oh,
an
where at?
amazing
No,
week.
it would have been funny if you said,
Perfect.
no.
Yeah.
We were in
We were in
Italy.
Spain.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, if we were in Spain, we'd be fucked. Have you seen the floods there?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
I tell you
Oh,
what.
Poor Spain.
I
We love you,
know.
Spain. If anyone's listening, stay safe.
Well, our neighbours live in Spain, and they're
Oh, wait, what?
well, our neighbours inherited the
They're
house.
not really your neighbors then.
Yeah, they are. They're the neighbours.
They inherited the house. They're
Oh, okay.
doing it up, but they live in Spain.
Gotcha.
And so Tara's been texting them saying,
Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a contradiction, that wasn't it? My neighbour lives in
Yeah,
Spain.
well, obviously,
Well, yeah, that was the nature of the
obviously
joke.
there was more to come, but you two fuckers don't let me carry on, do you?
That's right. We don't need to be listening to you.
Anyway, we were talking about pictures earlier. Talking of pictures.
Pictures.
Talking of
Uh-huh.
pictures.
You got a song? You got a story here about pictures?
Not really, but do you remember
No,
when
that's
you
kind
were...
of a
My
yes.
favorite time. It's story story
Does
time.
Stu really need like a prompt? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Do you remember?
Everything's a
Do you remember
story.
when you used to go on holiday back in the day? But I mean, we're talking like a long time ago when you were a teenager. And I
Yes.
don't know whether this applies to you, Chini, because you might be too young for this. I don't know.
okay, yeah. I'm not
But-
too young
but
for
you
many
s-
things anymore.
You
but
used to
yeah.
go on holiday and you either took one of two things, right? If it was like, let's go on a lads' holiday, get pissed in Spain, go partying and stuff,
I've never done that, by the way.
I've never done that.
you took
And obviously not even in Spain. Like, just never.
Ever.
Anyway, go on.
you took disposable cameras. You remember these things?
Oh,
Philip?
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
disposable
click,
That was
cameras.
click,
at, every wedding had disposable
Every
cameras.
wedding had them, and you took them on holiday
Yeah.
because it didn't matter if you smashed them up, did it? Or
That's
like dropped
right.
them or whatever. No one
Well, I
gives
mean,
a shit.
you won't
Threw it out of the
you won't-
plane.
You won't get the camera back or the pictures that you take.
Well, no, that is true.
So there are some
Well-
stakes at play.
There are. But the quality of these things was just awful, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So you got
but-
what you paid for.
But you
I
know what?
mean-
You know what though? There's a trend on TikTok, and there's a yearning for the nostalgia of it, where people give people like there's this guy and he gives people at like airports a disposable camera, and he
Yeah.
says
Interesting.
like use this disposable camera on your holiday. Like I hope you really enjoy yourselves. Send it
Mhm.
back to this address, and I'll make a TikTok video out of it. And he makes these like cool TikTok videos out of it. So there's
That's
like
interesting.
because because what it is because we're all familiar with what photos look like now.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if we see something that is different, retro, nostalgic, we connect.
I'm gonna do that, except I'm gonna be like, here's my friend who's a drawer, and he's gonna draw some pictures of you. He's just gonna follow you around.
better be
and
quick.
then we'll, yeah. No, just hold that pose while you're eating your ice cream for about an hour.
Just keep jumping in the air, and just if you could hover, that would be great.
You hold her up while she's jumping.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: while we were on holiday one year,
Yeah.
someone decided to pull the quilt off my mate who was naked and take a picture of his
Oh.
willy, like you do,
Oh, lads.
like you
Bloody
do,
lads, eh?
bloody lads. So we
Lads,
sent
lads,
it in.
lads,
so-
lads,
so-
lads, beers,
Exactly.
beers, tits,
Tits, willies.
lager,
Anyway,
lager.
so we sent it in to be developed, you know, like, and he used to have to go to the
Oh,
lab, didn't he? He used to have to
yeah.
wait like
Yeah,
3
1 hour
days.
photo process.
Well, yeah,
or
it
3
depends.
days.
It depends if you could afford that. Otherwise, it was
yeah.
like 3 days, wasn't it, before
It
you
was
got
like
it back?
next week.
Or
Come back
7
next
Yeah, it
week.
weeks.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And anyway, when it came back, it had
Sticker
one
on
of
it.
those, quality control
Yeah,
sticker
yeah,
over his willy.
This is not appropriate. Yeah.
That's not appropriate.
I bet they show it to everybody in the shop though. Don't they?
Oh, I bet they did. Look, let's go. Picture of this lad's willy on
Look at
here.
this! Look at this!
Look.
cock. Put it on
And
the
then one
list.
guy was like, "Yeah, I'll dispose of that. Give it to me
Yeah.
here." I'm gonna go. Where are you going to the bathroom?
Where you
I'm gonna
going?
Dispose of it.
Weird call. Where are you going?
Don't worry about where I'm going.
Don't
You
worry.
go
Weird
develop the
call.
other people's film.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to the bathroom with
And he
a
actually-
picture
he actually
of
takes it on a-
Stu's naked friend.
He actually takes
Yeah,
it on a
exactly.
course for people to take better photos. He wasn't weird at all.
No, he probably used it as part of training for new recruits and was like,
Just look at the
if you
light,
get-
how it bounces off his willy.
no, if you get a photo like this, you have to get one of these stickers
Yeah, stick it on.
and stick it
That's
here
why
over
did you
the,
enlarge it
over
so
the
much, Carl?
appendage.
Don't worry about it. It's the size of the wall.
He asked for an enlargement.
So you said
Um,
one of two things, though, Stu. What was the
Yeah,
other
one of
thing
two things.
besides
If you went on
disposable
a
cameras?
normal holiday, no,
Yeah.
you had
normal
a-
holiday without naked pictures.
without naked pictures, you had like your standard 35mm camera, didn't you?
Well,
you
yeah,
remember
I
these?
had a disc camera. I remember
And-
when I was a kid.
Oh
I had
God, a
disc.
disc
Yeah,
camera.
That was the
Now,
bollocks.
now you've lost me with a disc.
Yeah,
camera.
no, I
don't know.
remember the
Yeah.
disc cameras. I
Don't know
remember
about it.
these.
It was
No,
so
the-
so most cameras were
Yeah.
like blocky, you know, it was a
Right.
block
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I remember having
and
cameras
then-
with where you put film in and you wind them
Yeah,
up
you put the
and-
film
I
and
remember
wind
Right,
it on.
right.
Yeah.
So the disc camera was in between the like the blocky old school cameras and I mean it wasn't digital by any means. But anyway, so it was the film was not
with you.
stretched out on a roll,
No,
it was
it's
on a disc.
Yeah.
Circle.
Yeah.
So it was
And
like
so
negatives
you
on
would
a
take
circle.
a picture and then it would spin it. So you didn't need that big square thing to put the film
Yeah,
in
I'm
and
looking
stretch
at
it
them
over.
now, yeah.
You just
That reminds
Oh.
me of those, you know, those things that you had as a kid, and you had those little scenes that you could look
the
through.
Viewmaster,
and you go,
exactly.
"Shit."
Yeah.
Because the film looked like those Viewmasters.
Oh, I love
yeah.
those.
Love that.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with that, you see, because if you got a 24 exposure film or
Yes.
a 20 or a 36, I think there were 24s or 36.
Make sure you get it right. You don't want to fuck this up.
24 or 36. But every now and again, you'd get an extra picture. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
You get
did.
25 and you'd be
Ah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, got 25.
Yeah.
Why'd you take 2 pictures of your ass?
37.
Well,
Yeah.
I had an extra
I
picture.
got an extra picture when I wound it on. I got another one. Or you
And
get
Carl
half
blew it
of
up to
one
the
back.
size of the wall.
Yeah,
Half
half.
of
I
one.
remember
You
those.
get
yeah,
half a picture back.
Yeah.
Oh, they were the days,
Oh,
weren't
those
they?
were the
God,
days.
what? And my uncle, by the way, I had an uncle Graham. He was just a perv, he was.
Yeah, he was
And,
friends
um,
with Carl.
He was an absolute pervert, right? And the first year...
Who we clarified, by the way, wasn't weird, Carl. He was just.
Yeah,
a
my
photographer.
uncle
But he
Graham...
was a pervert, but you didn't know that because you just thought he was weird, and it turns out he wasn't.
my
Sorry, go
uncle
on, Stu.
Graham was very weird.
Yes.
Right,
and
right.
he was a
Yes.
pervert.
Related to you,
And
was
he-
he?
Chapman.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And he used to have like proper 35mm SLR cameras, you know, like these fancy mirror cameras and all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Telescopic
just
lens,
proper
so you can see in people's
film and
windows.
everything. But what he used to do, right? We went on a holiday one year to Spain with him and his
Oh,
family.
yeah, such
So
a
my mum and dad.
weirdo, what a weirdo.
Well, no, but this is where it gets
Spain,
weird,
what a
right?
perv.
I
And
was
his neighbors lived there.
probably about 10 or 11 at the time, right?
Right.
Yes.
But he would go, "Hey, Stuart, I'll take your picture, but just stand over there, right?" And he'd make me stand in a specific spot
Yeah.
where there were women topless sunbathing behind me. So he would,
Oh, I see.
he would
Pretending to
literally
take a picture of you,
to
but really take a
me,
picture of the
but
naked
really was
ladies.
taking the pictures of the naked women, and he did this all the time.
Hey, this
That's
is
pretty creepy.
pre-internet. You know what I mean? You have to take what you can get back then. You
Well,
know?
he was an absolute perv. My uncle were a perv.
There's no excuse
Yeah.
now. Like, you know, you
I
can
know,
just
right?
see titties whenever you want. But
You can do,
back
but that's
then-
what he did. He was like, it was all a novelty, though, wasn't it? You go on holidays, just women with the breasts out. You know what I mean?
I don't know where you went on holiday.
Well,
but-
I didn't ever have it
Honestly,
on a holiday, but okay.
in Spain, trust me, in Spain, back in the
Well,
80s,
yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of
everybody was
beaches in
topless. Everyone
Spain.
was topless.
Okay.
So
Well,
it was kind
that
of
was
the
a
thing.
great
just
story.
here,
Ch-
let's just clear that out, right?
Yeah.
So Stu just said everybody in Spain in the 80s was topless. So
That's
was
right. The
pretty
prime
much on
minister,
beaches.
all
Oh,
the
no,
people
no,
in the
no.
On the
military.
beaches,
You didn't
they
say
were
beach.
all
You
pretty
didn't-
much
Everyone
topless.
in the sub shops when you went to get tapas. Hey,
Hey, do you know what they
didn't-
might
you-
have?
You didn't
They
say
might have
some
beach,
tits.
Stu. I just, you know what I mean. You said everyone. Everyone's.
But what's
topless.
amazing, right? What's amazing in this country,
Yeah.
right?
You can't.
No
even
one's
take-
topless.
You can't even
It
get your
would
willy
be
out
a
without somebody.
scandal. It would be a scandal if women got the breasts out
It's
on the
almost
beach.
as though
right?
there are different standards for
No,
acceptability
but it's not that.
among
But
different cultures.
no. But English women would die before they got the breasts out on the beach. in
Yes,
the UK,
because there's
right?
different standards
No,
for different
but-
cultures.
As soon as you get in the fucking Spain, those same British women are getting the boobs out. You know what I
Because
mean?
there's
Off the
different
work.
standards.
Cultural context.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When in
maybe.
Rome, do as the Romans do.
I guess, but it is a bit weird.
That's
isn't it, when
why,
you think
you know,
about
Especially
it?
if they're naked.
That's why when I'm in America, I like to be rude to everyone and just like
And
demand
shoot people.
And shoot people. Yeah.
Yeah, do as the Romans do. I guess
yeah.
you're right.
So remember,
right.
so to bring it back on a serious topic because we've veered off
Yes.
there. Remember last week I was talking about my friend. He's sadly got terminal cancer.
You
right.
did,
I
you
need
did.
I need a call to arms here. Right.
Andy,
Okay.
I need.
all right, people.
So this is going to happen. I think this is like
Okay.
90% happening. 16th of
Yes.
November, we're doing a
Yeah.
live stream of snooker at my
Yeah.
local club, and I need the Veteran Gamers listeners to do me some favors here. We don't ask for much.
Yeah.
We don't ask for much,
This,
right?
this is next Saturday, not the one coming up, but the one after
Yeah,
that.
16th of Nov, about 12 p.m. or onwards, maybe till about 8 p.m. British time. Just tune in. What you don't have to donate. You can if you want. You don't have to donate. But what we will need, I need numbers, right? I need numbers.
We want to show Andy the love.
I want numbers on the YouTube to push it up the algorithm to get numbers, right? So like
Yeah,
people,
we
more
need
people watch
thousands
it.
of people. You gonna post this on Reddit, Ginny?
No, right? So
Because that would be a way to like.
Yeah,
spread
Reddit
numbers
would be
as
a
well.
good thing. Do it on
Yeah,
there.
you
yeah,
want to do
Reddit,
that?
who
Yeah.
would show
so,
up?
so anyway, that's what I need from you guys, right? The listeners. If you want to help, that's how you can help.
Should
Just
I
join in.
Should I post it on my Facebook as well?
Sure, do it. Do anything.
Sure, do
So,
it. Do it. However you want to do it.
You don't have to actually watch it. You can come in and say, "I'm here because Chitty told me to be
Well,
here," and you can leave it
would
on
be
in the
nice
background.
to also watch it and
Yeah,
say
you-
hi to Andy.
You can leave it on in the background. You can check in. You can interact on the comments. Don't just have it, because that YouTube looks at all that. Bump it up, and then that would help me out. Yes. So
All right, cool. I'm
that-
making a note. It's right here on my desk. Oh,
I
God.
still need to make a GoFundMe page. I still need to
Yeah.
set things up and do things. But
That's right.
and basically, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm forcing myself to do it. And then you figure these things out, don't you? So
Of course,
um,
you set the intention, you set the goal, and then you figure out how you get there.
yeah. So yes.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
Can I- Yeah, that's. I was just gonna say, I'm working all
That's
day
okay.
that day.
That's okay. If you
So I will
You can
tune
get
in
it from your
later when I
phone.
get home.
Just
when
go
I
to the
get home.
bathroom, pull it up on your phone, and be like,
Oh,
"Hey,
hey,
I'm here
up."
taking a dump."
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't think I'm
What?
going to be watching while I'm taking a dump.
Well, not
Why
with that
not?
attitude, you're not.
Why
It's
not?
not very high. Well, people are right. I'm going to just come on to another slide.
You don't use your phone while you're going to the bathroom.
When you
No,
dump it.
it's very unhygienic, innit? You know
oh,
what I mean?
come on.
Well, it depends on what
a
you're doing
messing
with
with
your
your
hands. Are
phone
you
while you're doing
wiping
your
your
business.
ass
You,
while and then using your phone?
A northern bloke like you is like worried about hygiene. Come on, it's
You're
like don't
talking
be
about
so
I'll be
daft.
honest.
Don't be so
Your
I'll be
skeevy
honest.
Uncle used to take pictures of you with naked women, and now you're talking about hygienic.
I'm not in there long enough. You know what I mean? I don't.
No,
I'll
well,
dump and
yeah.
go. I
Maybe
don't. I
you
don't
could
mess
eat
around.
some burritos and then go in there for a nice solid hour.
Wow. I don't get this. By the way, I don't get this. Like sat on the toilet forever.
No, I can't sit
This-
on the toilet
No,
forever.
I'm
but
just
like,
What's all that
kidding.
about?
I'm a
No, I'm
I'm a
just-
good
Oh,
10.
I played.
I'm a good
I played
10
6
minutes.
rounds of Balatro while I
Yeah,
was
if I'm
sat
in
there.
the bathroom for 5 minutes, like I have time to go in, see what Amar sent me, watch a little
Do
30
you know
second
what?
YouTube
I can
clip.
do without my phone while I'm having a dump.
No,
I
I
can.
can't.
I can.
Okay.
I can manage 5
Well, you're not
minutes without
addicted. You're an
looking at
old
the
man.
phone.
Okay, boomer.
Wow.
I'm trying to work out how to look at my phone with my eyes closed.
Yeah,
while I'm
exactly.
asleep.
If I
could
How
use
do I
it,
look at
exactly.
it while I'm
I
asleep?
haven't worked it out
No
yet,
doubt.
but it's coming.
Well, I listen to stuff while I'm sleeping.
Can I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
say,
I
by the
do,
way,
yeah.
Colin Old Cars in the chat says everyone was topless, boobs everywhere. I was a teenager. It was terrible.
Doesn't
So there
say
you go.
it.
I would think a lot of teenagers would like that, but okay, Colin.
video games.
Well, I also have some news
Oh,
about
oh,
the
oh,
week
hey,
coming
here we
up.
go.
Sorry,
Go on.
hang
No,
on.
that's
wait.
fine.
That's fine. You're allowed.
The new book is coming out on Wednesday. It's
Nice.
called Brains: How to Survive Apocalyptic
Brains.
Bibliophilia, and I'm doing an event at the local library here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I got my
So can I
slides
ask-
all ready to go.
Is it audio as well as written?
I have not finished recording the audiobook. I've recorded like half of it, but I
Oh,
haven't
I'll
finished recording that.
wait. I'll wait.
That's fine. The
Hi.
I got grades due Friday, and so I have to do that as well, and other stuff that I have to do instead of recording the audiobook. But I am working on it, so it will be out soon.
Does it have words
Oh
in it?
no, I'm looking forward to
Does
it.
it have
The
words?
Yeah,
book
like
does have
word-
words in it, yes.
I'll wait.
How many
Okay,
How
don't
many
blame you.
pages are we talking? How many pages? is this book?
Hang on, I'll go get it.
Is it
Oh,
more than
here we
four?
go.
Is it more than 4 pages?
Yeah, has he got pictures?
Hmm.
Are there pictures in it? That's what I want to know.
There is one picture, yes. There's one picture. It has 267 pages.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad size. I can
It is
cope
for
with
Chinny.
that.
Chinny hears that
Yeah,
and goes,
Chinny's
"Oh my
like,
god!"
yeah.
Fuck that shit.
To be honest, you'd be lucky if I read a pamphlet. You know what I mean?
And he doesn't even read that. He just skims it. He just reads it diagonally.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody
That's
in the
fine.
chat, Aluya Agent or something like that, it says,
Okay.
Chinny, all caps with about 8 exclamation
You see,
points.
it's like he knows you. It's
I
like
know,
he
yeah.
knows. Do you think he
A
knows you?
Louis agent. Do you know someone named Louis?
Hallelujah.
I don't know. Well,
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't
well,
recognize his
welcome,
name,
a
but,
Louis agent, and we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
but people change like YouTube names all the time, so it's very difficult to
Chinny!
keep track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he knows you.
Tell us how you know Chinny.
Yeah, do you know?
Okay, are
Chinny?
we ready to talk about video games now?
I don't know.
It's my father. No.
It's your
Oh, is it
dad.
really?
It's your
no,
dad.
no.
Oh, I don't know.
Right, all right.
You're
yeah.
no Chinny.
All right, I'm going to assume that it's time for talking about video games.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing? What you been playing?
Are you seriously talking about video games? How dare you?
Video games.
Video games.
We bloody love video games, don't we?
We do. Bloody.
That's why we're
well,
here. It's
that's why
it's
we're
our
doing that.
raison d'etre.
Bloody love it.
And I should be grading papers at the same time, but I'm not going to. Sorry,
Grading
kids.
papers.
I'll get to them later.
Aluli Agent 47 says, I'm an old fan. I used to watch you guys play Skyrim when it came
Oh,
to the
yeah.
PS4.
God. Bloody
Wow.
hell. It's a long
I don't
time ago
remember
now.
playing. I never had a PS4, so you weren't watching me play it.
No, I played Skyrim on YouTube a long time ago. About
Okay.
20,
Yeah, you did.
2018. It was the year I
Fair
got married.
Fair
so
enough.
that was 6 years
Okay.
ago. So maybe,
Yeah.
maybe you found
I played on PS4, but I don't think I streamed it. Maybe.
No,
I
I
played it on
streamed it,
everything
yeah.
except the PS4,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
includes
Yeah.
my phone. I played
I
Skyrim
streamed-
on my phone.
I think I streamed every minute of it.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't stream.
Even the part where you were in the bathroom.
I don't stream games anymore. I just don't.
No.
stream anymore.
You're too busy with that kid of yours.
I just because I'm usually playing video games at like 1 in the morning.
With
There's
video
always
games.
a sacrifice I have to make. It's either
Yeah.
if I play video games, I have to sacrifice sleep. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, and sometimes sleep wins, sometimes video games win. So yeah, it's tricky.
Well, I do a stream once a year when I do my DJ set on the New Year's Eve. That's
Waka,
it.
waka, waka.
Kinda
I still,
We're
it.
talking about video game streams.
I still think you should talk on those.
I know, but you don't talk. It's music, man. It's all about
Well,
music.
but a good DJ combines a little bit of talking and mostly music. 95.5.
Yeah, well, look, people on TikTok and stuff, they do DJing and they talk in it. That's you know.
And you don't want to be talking too much because DJ Mark V is really good, but he talks way too much. I can't listen to his streams now. I'm like, shut up.
You wanna
dude."
listen to
He's
the
always
music.
Like, all right, love you there, Susan. Thanks for subscribing. Big ups to Mikey D. All right, thank you, Jackie L. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Just play the music.
Yes, play the music, man. No one wants to
Yeah.
listen to you babbling on.
Yeah,
Just wanna have
but a
dance.
little bit is okay.
I guess.
Anyway,
Right.
all right, let's
Yeah.
talk video
Babbling.
games. Who's starting?
Me.
Oh,
Okay,
Chinny's
Chinny's
going
gonna start.
straight
Go
in.
ahead.
It's straight in.
Move
Go.
out my fucking way, right?
Ah, barging like excuse. I beg your
Wow.
pardon.
Move out because I've had this game on my Game
You
Boy
have.
for fucking
You
2
have.
weeks.
And you
right?
only ever play about 3 things. You know what I mean?
Right. And every week we gotta move on, Chinny. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. Right.
Yeah.
Here's me talking about my bowel movements for 16 weeks. Right. We gotta move on. Right. Anyway.
While not looking at
anyway.
your phone.
I've been
Yeah.
playing, as we all know, I'm a huge Mario fan, right? Love
Yep.
love me some Mario. And as we all know, I've got a tattoo of Mario on my ass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not true, by the way, but let's pretend it is, right?
Yeah.
A big gap in my Mario. What would you call it? Mario backlog. What would you call it? Mario
Your
library.
Mario
Library, yeah,
or,
library.
Realm of knowledge.
We spent a lot there on something that didn't matter, didn't we? Which is the whole show.
Hey, if you're
you
gonna
know.
ask me about words, I'm gonna talk about words, man. That's what I
Um,
teach.
So yes, Mario or Mario, as Americans call him. Sunshine is one game that I just never played. Right?
Yeah.
I had a GameCube. I looked at Sunshine. I went, nah, fuck that. Like years ago. So I thought I'm gonna give Sunshine a go because I've got the 3D Mario World HD game.
Okay.
You
So
know,
it's got all the older Mario games.
Yeah, 64
Okay.
Sunshine, and it's got Galaxy on there. So I've been playing Mario Sunshine,
Good day,
And,
sunshine.
and I think when I was younger, I was just like, I don't like the fact that he's got like this stupid water gun on his back. Like I just don't
Water
like that.
gun?
Yeah, because the whole gimmick.
I've
of
never
this-
played this game. I've never seen it. I don't know anything about
All
it.
right. Let me go back to the start. Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So this
Take
is
us back to the beginning.
this is the plot of the Mario game, which to me
Okay.
is just a bizarre sentence to have a plot. Because usually it's just princess is gone, right?
Yes.
Bowser's
Save
got
the
her,
princess.
all right, and
Right.
you've got to go get her. But this is
Yes.
it starts off. They're all on fucking holiday. It starts off on a plane, right? And then it's got full voice acting and everything. And then for some reason I can't really remember. It's been a minute, but they land on an island and it's all fucked because it's covered in goop, like this slimy goop. And the mayor of the island is like, well, this is absolute bollocks, right? I'm ad-libbing
Yeah.
a little bit. This isn't the actual lines.
Yeah.
This is
I wish it was. That'd be cool.
That'd be
Mario,
great.
this is bollocks. And for some reason, Mario gets framed for it because there's a guy that sort of looks like Mario. It's like Shadow Mario.
His name is Shadow Mario.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
And there's like, well, it's Mario. It's got to be Mario, even though it's clearly not Mario.
Are
'cause
you fucking up our island?
Because he's like completely like black, and look, Mario is got
Oh,
color.
so racist Mario.
It's
then.
racist.
Yeah, it is.
The game's racist,
Yeah.
right? So the island
Yeah.
is racist, right?
Yeah.
So you land on this racist island, and you got all this brown and black goop everywhere. It's like, oh, it's got to be brown
It's
and black, is
like
it?
flowers taking a
right.
shit.
Yeah. So the whole reason this game exists is because the GameCube was very, very good at liquids, right? Water, goop,
Gotcha.
stuff like that. So what
Nice.
Nintendo are very, very good at is honing in on what they can show off. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why they've sort of made a game around water and
Right.
slime.
And the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device, or FLUD.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got a question. Here. Makes no sense. This. Why would you attack a plant with water?
Guys, you drown it. It's
No,
like,
but plants like water.
Well, you can overwater a
You
plant.
can
can't you?
overwater
I mean,
a plant, yeah.
Well, I guess. Are you just waterboarding the plant? Is that what's
Yeah,
going
exactly.
on?
Tell us where the terrorist cell is.
Yeah.
Glug, 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 glug. It's
so-
funny because it's torture.
So you land on this island. The mayor's like, "This is what
Yes.
the fuck, Mario? Like, what you done?" And Mario's like, "It wasn't me. Like, I didn't do
It wasn't me.
Uh,
Yeah,
turned into
you know, that's
Shaggy.
what I thought.
And
It wasn't me.
and then they go, "Well, it clearly was you because we don't
Yeah.
need evidence, right?
We saw you. We know what
we
you
saw
look like.
you. So
at
we're
night.
we're throwing you in jail." And you're like,
That's
"Fucking hell,
right.
it's a bit harsh, right?" And then they go, "I tell you what, right? We'll give you this water gun, and you've got to clear it. You got to clean it
Flood.
all up. You've got to get rid of it all because it's a fucking nightmare out there, right?"
Yeah.
And that's the
So
plot
you're
of the game.
playing to free yourself, not the princess.
Yes, and
I see.
yeah, the princess is just knocking about. She's just knocking about. You can
She's the
chat
one
to
who
her.
did it. Spoiler.
Yeah.
The twist.
So
So is Bowser involved in this at all?
I don't-
Is he around?
I don't think I've seen him actually. Maybe you know.
You know, is he around?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen him. I don't think I've seen him.
I'll tell you what. Let me do a Control F on the Wikipedia page and see if Bowser shows up.
Okay,
Yeah, go and have a look.
let's please wait for this.
Uh,
the results.
Well, players control Mario as he collects 120 shine sprites to bring light back to Isle
shine
Delfino
sprites.
and prove his innocence after Bowser Jr. disguises himself as Mario.
Oh, you just
Spoiler.
spoiled the plot.
Oh,
yeah.
you just
I know.
spoiled
I'm
it.
sorry.
Oh my god, I know who the baddie
Oh
is
my
now.
God.
Oh, but
Both-
there's other Bowsers, so never mind.
Yeah. I can't play. I can't go. I can't
I'm
progress. Now
sorry.
I know that.
I shouldn't have said that. I
Yeah.
should have just read it and then kept it to myself.
It's what
Was that actually something you were like trying to not get spoilers on?
I didn't know that.
Oh my
man,
god, it is a
sorry.
proper
Damn it!
spoiler.
I legit spoiled something
Dude,
for
don't
Chinny.
worry. I'll live.
Well, it only recently came out in 2002, so
Yeah.
It was such a good plot mechanic, that as
22
well.
years old.
Oh,
I don't feel
God.
bad.
I didn't actually think that was the real Bowser, by the way. The real Mario, by the way. That
The real
Shadow Mario.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
okay. Yeah, but you didn't know who it was, though.
No,
No, you
but-
do now.
I do
It
now.
was a keen mystery. Now it's just fucked.
Yeah, no, Duke's fucked it for you.
In
So I want to
fact,
know who Bowser Jr.'s mother is.
I've just deleted my save file because it's such a waste of time. Um,
Fuck this shit.
What
Yes.
is the point anymore?
Exactly.
Um,
You know, Mario Sunshine. I was asking Jamie at work, like, where does Mario Sunshine sort of fall in the
Yeah.
main Mario games? Jamie put it last.
Wow. Really?
It's sort of
Now, that doesn't include like Dr. Mario and shit, does it?
no. We're talking Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2,
Okay.
Odyssey, the 3D World, the main line Mario games, right?
Yeah.
He put it at the bottom. And Sunshine has a weird sort of people have weird relationship with it because I
Yeah.
think the people that love it are basically nostalgic, right?
Mm.
But there are a lot of people that sort of support the notion of like, it's not the best. It's not the best one. It's not the best Mario.
Well, you know, Computer and Video Games magazine described it as better than Super Mario 64.
Yeah, well,
Ooh.
they're on crack. So, but
Wow.
it's a weird one. I just don't really like the mechanic, and it's so difficult to
Yeah.
get used to the controls of this game because I think the main gripe for me is the water gun is just not easy to control because it has two different modes. At the moment, it has two different modes, which is shoot it like a gun or hover, and you have to press a button to swap it. And it's just not
Right.
like these days. You would just like sort of hold the button and press it, and it would automatically do it. But you've got to swap the
Right.
mode. You know, like
Yeah.
of what it's got to do is you got to swap.
Yeah.
You got to press a button to change its function. Whereas really, each button should be a function.
Of course.
So that for me is just really difficult to sort of just master. And I think
Yeah.
these days that wouldn't stick. That would change.
Of course. Well, I mean, yeah, we've realized the value of instant switch and use rather than switch and then
Yeah.
use.
Yeah. I know.
So it's not a gun; it's a flash liquidizer ultra dousing device.
I struggle to sort of get back to it really, so I'm only playing it really slowly.
Yeah.
And I
This
wouldn't
part
go-
where you're jumping around on like rotating planks looks interesting.
yeah, so these are my favorite little bits. Is like you go into these caves and they take the water jet thing off you, and it just becomes a normal 3D platformer thing. But they're
Flash
very
liquidizer ultra dousing device.
sorry, and they take the water gun off you, and
Yeah.
it becomes just a Mario game. I'm like, I want the whole game to be like that. I just want a Mario
Yeah,
game.
really. Can you
Right.
just get rid of this thing?
Yeah,
Just
get rid of the
this-
gimmick.
Get rid of the gimmick, please. I don't hate it, but it's such a weird one for me. It's just a game that is completely. It's almost like it just didn't exist. Like everybody's just, imagine like there was like I don't know, like a Back to the Future 4, and everybody knew that it existed, except for you, and then you go back to it and watch it, and you're like, no, it just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't. There's something about it. I never liked the look of it back then, and I still don't. I haven't fallen in love with it. It's not something that I've just played and gone, oh my god, what have I been doing all my life?
Yeah,
Why
did you
I-"
think like you'd go to it and you suddenly like get
not
it and
sure,
you'd be suddenly
mate, but
like,
yeah.
oh, I really enjoy it.
I sort of thought it would be better than what it is. It's hard to control. It's dated. I'm sure at the time if I'd have played it, I would have liked it. And I don't know how much of it is just wrapped up in nostalgia.
It looks fine. I mean, I'm looking at it here
Looks
and it
good.
looks good. Yeah.
It does look good. And
Especially for the time.
So when
Yeah.
did this come out? When? What year?
2002.
You see, I look at this and I think, yeah, this is. I would be like.
This
yeah,
is a remaster,
it-
though. This is a remaster.
Oh, I was gonna say this wouldn't go
Yeah.
amiss on the Switch. Really,
No,
I
no.
wouldn't be like, oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
this is an old game.
This is a remaster. So
Right. Okay.
So it
So it
does-
didn't look like this back in 2002 then.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, like, I can try and find.
Yeah, try and find some footage of the original game. Let's see how bad it looked.
Like on GameCube. But yeah, so it's okay. I'll make my way through it. I'll keep trying. But it's not something.
It's
that
not really for you.
No.
But you're gonna finish it, I guess.
I mean, it's a big game to finish. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot, and the difference between Mario 64 and Sunshine is like I know Mario 64 like the back of my hand. Like,
Yeah.
it's
because you played it so many times.
It's like muscle memory for me, like where all these stars are, and even some stars that I forget. I'm like, I know there's something here. I know there's something. I've got to do this thing, and I sort of remember it again every time I play it.
Yeah.
So it's not like, yeah, it's not like it's. It's actually really difficult for me to play this because I just don't have the answer all the time.
Yeah, you're not familiar. You're
Yeah.
not familiar with
I
it.
always have the answer in Mario 64. I'm like, I know exactly what I've got to do. It's all fine. But yeah, I don't have the answer. So sometimes I'm just wandering around, which is probably what I did when I was a kid in the old games. But I don't have that kind of patience anymore. I'm playing the original GameCube version of it now, and it still looks pretty good, to be fair. So
It does show you how little Nintendo have advanced with
Yeah.
graphics over the years, doesn't it?
but I think it just shows you how good they are at making the best of what they've got, you know, and their games hold up really well. So, yes, Mario Sunshine, I will continue to endeavour it, but I'm not
So
sure.
I have something to say about this game before you move on.
Mhm.
This is so bizarre. I was looking at the Wikipedia page, and in the reception section, it says Super Mario Sunshine won GameSpot's annual Best Platformer on GameCube award. I was like, okay, fine. And then later it says some reviewers were critical towards certain aspects of the game. The flood was described as mere gimmicks and blah, blah, blah. GameSpot named it 2002's most disappointing GameCube game.
What?
And I'm like,
So
how could
the
they
best
call it the
and the
best
worst.
platformer and the most disappointing game? So I'm looking on the source because it might be that somebody's going in and trolling the Wikipedia page and trying to be like,
Yeah.
let's see if anybody catches this. But it looks like it's actually the case that they named it the best platformer on the GameCube and then like also the most disappointing game.
Maybe it was just a shit year for platformers on the GameCube.
Well, I'm looking at the source now. It seems almost ludicrous that a game could score a great score of 8.0 on GameSpot's admittedly tough rating scale and still be considered a disappointment. And yet the standard that past Mario games have set is so high that anything less than a revolutionary step for the series could be considered a letdown. So they think it's a great game, but it's not nearly as great as it should have been, I guess.
What-
Who
that's
knows,
so-
the
what
GameSpot.
what an odd sort of thing. So they
It is so weird.
So to clear it up, they said it was a
They
good
gave it the award for best platformer on the GameCube.
best platform on the GameCube, but the most.
But they also
disappointing-
said it was the most disappointing game on the GameCube.
weird.
It's so bizarre
Really
for the
weird.
year. Yeah, that's so weird.
Well, there
Anyway.
you go.
That GameSpot is not consistent with its awards. Or I've never heard of anybody giving an award for a game as the best of the year and the worst of the year. Now, back in 2002, there weren't as many games, but surely there was something else on GameCube that year that sucked.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
games on the GameCube that sucked.
Or,
Yeah, but
or
were
an
there
even a better platformer on the GameCube that year.
Well, that or like, disappointing isn't necessarily worst game, right? It could be that those other games that sucked, they knew they were going to suck.
So games that came out on the
disappointment is about-
GameCube on 2002.
In 2002.
Super Monkey Ball 2, Metroid Prime,
Okay.
Eternal Darkness, Super Mario.
Okay.
I'm
Eternal
I'm not,
Darkness.
I'm not remembering.
pretty
I'm not remembering this, by the way. People, I know I can
Yeah,
remember.
I was
years,
like,
I'm-
damn,
I'm
Chinny is really good at
No, no, I'm
remembering.
He's on
video
point. He's on point.
Yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine, Time Splitters 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Star Fox Adventures, which was terrible, Resident Evil 0, Wind Waker, NASCAR Thunder. Yeah, I mean, as they go, Sega Soccer Slam, Tiger Woods, All Star, but Resident Evil.
Yeah, there'll be some definite shit shovelware there. Well,
Bomberman
Yeah.
Generation, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Lost Kingdom, Die Hard Vendetta. I used to love that game. Die Hard
Ooh.
Vendetta.
Yeah, I think this is disappointing in the context of Mario games rather than
Yeah,
disappointing
right.
in games
Right.
on GameCube.
And that's
overall.
how I feel
exactly.
about it now. Is like it's as a Mario game, I feel like it's
Yeah.
it's not getting
The
me
worst
excited.
Mario game is still going to be better than
Yeah,
your
it's-
average.
It's still good,
platformer.
but when I played Odyssey, I was loving it. Do you know what I mean? Straight away,
Yeah.
I was loving it. And when I did,
Sure.
I didn't finish Galaxy, but when I played Galaxy on the Wii, the only reason I stopped playing it is because I wasn't a big fan of playing my Wii. and it was 2007. So you got Halo 3, Call of Duty 4, the Orange Box
Right.
to compete
Yeah,
with. So
there was a lot of stuff.
there's a
came out
lot of
that
stuff
year.
came out that year. So it just wasn't really something that I was that bothered about at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, as a Mario game, it is. I can see why it would be a disappointment, but yeah. Okay, we'll move on. Let's move on. Talk about Mario too much. Go.
Yeah. Stu, what you got?
What have I got? I'll tell you what I've got.
What you
Tell me
really,
what
really
you
got.
got. What you really, really got.
I finished a game today.
Oh, snap. Stu finished again.
And
What
when I
game?
say finished, I really did finish.
Was the one
Because
with the multiple storylines of the bouncing kids?
indeed, so until then is done. I've had the final cast. I've had the credits at the end. I've had the everything. It's done. The game is done. It took me a massive, nearly 25 hours to finish
But
this
it was
game.
worth it in the end.
It was totally worth it.
Okay.
To be fair, the first playthrough took 12 hours. So it took me 12 hours to get to the end of the first full playthrough. It then cut stuff out. So the second playthrough was still pretty long. I'd say the second playthrough was still getting on for 6, maybe 8 hours. It takes 4 playthroughs to get to the final.
4 playthroughs. I thought you said it was going to be 3.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be 3, but it takes kind of 4, but it's kind of not. So the last sort of 2 or 3 playthroughs are kind of heavily edited, if that
Okay.
kind of
You're
makes
skipping
sense.
through them. Just let's
Oh
get
no,
to the
you don't
highlights.
skip. No, it's just the way that
What?
the way that the narrative goes. You know,
Okay.
without giving spoilers, it kind of
Okay.
they're kind of compressed,
Alright.
if you will. Kind of
I get to
compressed.
skip 9th grade because I'm so smart now.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I was absolutely like blown away by the whole concept of the game, really, and the ending, the story, the dialogue. It's very mature in the way that they approach it. I just think this game is great. It's definitely a game of the year contender for me, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said
it's
this
got
already.
very positive reviews on Steam.
It's a game. It's a story that I'll think about for probably quite a while after finishing it. Really,
Yeah.
it's one of those types of. It's one of the better sci-fi stories that I've read. I mean, I know that it's a visual novel rather than an actual novel, but the quality of the writing is up there.
Now, are you putting that up against like Isaac Asimov and like science fiction novels? Or are you talking about in terms of video game stories?
No, I wouldn't say in terms of sort of science fiction novels in general. I think it's a really great story. No one has amnesia. No one has amnesia.
Well, that's good.
So that's always a
pretty
good
low bar.
start. You know,
Yeah.
the main character doesn't wake up and can't remember what he did. So
That's good.
That's good.
That puts
So
it in the
what-
top
what-
10% of all
We have
video
to give it
games.
5 stars, do we? If the game does that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a mark of like how great a story is. If you know the main character's got amnesia.
Least use of amnesia in a video game, says GameSpot.
Also, most used amnesia on GameSpot.
Well, yeah, it is.
But they gave it the same award 3 years in a row because they forgot. 'cause they had amnesia.
But that being said, there are memory issues in the game. So there's stuff-
Ironically, they didn't give that award to the game Amnesia, which is weird because
Yeah,
you'd think
yeah.
they'd give that. To...
Yeah,
All right,
indeed.
I'm done making that joke. Go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, so it does involve it does involve memories, but not in the context of someone having amnesia, if that makes
Okay.
sense. So
Yes,
that
it
it does play into the story of the game. It's such a complex story. I'll be honest, towards the end, there were parts when I was sat there scratching my head trying to like get my head.
Piece it together, yeah.
It reminded me a little bit, and I'm gonna say this, dude.
Don't
Can you
say it.
Is it Primer?
It is. It's a bit primerish.
Oh, interesting.
It's
Okay.
got that. It's got that.
It's not going to make me
like,
play it, but it might make me watch a YouTube playthrough.
You know, it's got quantum mechanics in it. It's got all this stuff going on, and I'll be honest.
Somebody wearing a headphone and you.
Someone
know
wearing a
it's-
headphone.
Does it have bouncing kids? Though?
Climbing
That's
in
what
a-
I want to know.
Someone climbing in a box. No, I must admit, I did sit there and I was like, you know, when you're trying to get your head around something and trying to
Yes,
work
I
out
know. Yeah.
what the fuck does that all mean?
Sure.
It definitely had that. It had that vibe. But at the end, I mean, ultimately, regardless of the complex nature and the science fiction nature of the story.
Yes.
It was a game about relationships and people.
Bye.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever
Stu's out.
seen? Have you ever seen the TV show The Leftovers? Has either of you
Yes.
seen The Leftovers? It's
Oh wait,
very
no, I'm thinking of the movie. Never mind. I haven't seen the TV show.
no, the TV show The Leftovers. It's a film where I think it's something like 3% of the population just disappear all at once.
Okay.
And it's by the same guy who wrote Lost, so it's by him who wrote and directed Lost.
That's not
Yeah,
making me
no,
wanna
I
look
know,
into
I
it.
know.
Good. You
Um,
know.
But he redeemed
Let's put a
himself massively.
polar bear in there.
He redeemed himself massively with this
Smoke
TV
monster.
show.
And what does the smoke
Um,
monster eventually turn out to be?
A bloke, just a bloke.
Because
Just
The
nothing.
bloke who
because
wears
it-
black t-shirts.
even though even though it was a show about 3% of the population just disappearing all at once,
Yes.
it wasn't about that. It was about the people left behind and how they coped with people
Yeah,
just
like Homer
going.
Simpson. I'm now left below.
Yeah. So it
How
was.
many, how many
and
people is that? What's the percentage?
That's a lot. That's a lot of
5.
people worldwide. Worldwide is a lot of people.
How many people is in the world now? 8
A lot.
billion?
7 billion, 8 billion.
Yeah.
What's 3% of 8 billion?
But it's a lot of people.
Loads, bloody loads, is it?
It's bloody loads. It's a lot of
If
people.
you put it in the calculator, does it just say bloody
But
loads?
some
According
people.
to worldometers.info, the world population right now is at 8.2 billion.
So
Yeah.
what's 3% of that?
I don't know. You could just
I'll
work
look it up.
out. Look it up. But yeah, so like it's so much so that even like fetuses just disappeared in people's pregnant bellies. You know what I mean? It was kind of like,
Oh, no.
what the fuck is going on? So it's a crazy concept.
240 million, by the way.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Fucking
people.
hell, that's loads.
It's a lot of people
Yes.
worldwide.
Jesus Christ.
But it wasn't
I don't
about.
fancy my chances anymore.
But this game gave me vibes of that. You know what I mean? It was that kind of. It's got this really serious science fiction, quantum mechanics and shit going on, but it was literally about the relationships with the characters in the game rather than
I lost me
this
baby.
stuff. Yeah, rather than this stuff that was going
Oh,
on.
no. The chap who used to deliver Deliveroo to me house, he's gone. What am I going to do now?
Exactly. Well, yeah.
Me Just
that-
Eat driver's
Yeah.
fucked off. How am I going to get me Mackie D's?
Brilliant.
Is it that?
Yeah, it's totally
Is
that.
that the show?
But that's the show.
Actually, from this.
But what I would say is this, right? This is what I would say.
This is
to
what you want to say.
you two.
This is it
um,
now.
This is it now.
This is it.
Right.
Here it
And
comes.
people
Listen
listening to
up.
the show.
Yeah.
This is what you want to say, right? This now.
This is what
This
I'm
is-
saying.
You're going to say nothing else
Yeah.
but just this.
If you
ahead.
only play
If you let
one,
him say it.
if you only play one visual novel
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
until then is the visual novel I would recommend.
I hear
play.
you, Stu. I hear you. And I think that's a nice recommendation. But you have to recognize you've said that like about 5 different games after you played them. Because it was Eliza, and it's, if you're gonna play one visual novel,
Yeah,
this
but
is
Eliza's
the one.
a
And then it
great
was Save the
game.
Princess,
Right.
and then it's like if you're gonna play one
Slay the
visual novel, it's
Princess is
gotta be this
amazing.
one. And then
Yeah,
it's
but
this one.
this-
Like, if
He
it's gonna
keeps
play one
proving-
visual novel, it's gonna,
as you keep going, dude,
they
he
just keep
keeps-
getting better.
No, but he keeps
do, they
saying
just keep
stuff.
getting
He's
It's
better.
proved my
proving-
point. I know.
Supersede.
No, that was a great game though. Yeah.
Supersede the other games, but yeah, Slay the
Well,
Princess is amazing by the
okay.
way as well.
So
Slay
is
the
it
Princess
not
is
as
great.
good as this though?
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
Well, you the one who said it. You
I'd,
said
I'd
you were
say
gonna
this
play
just,
one.
I think for fullness of story,
Yeah.
this probably just pips it. You know, but it's a close call because
Which is the only reason to play a visual novel is the fullness of the story. You're
Yeah.
not playing it for the graphics.
If you're
no,
listening to
although the
this
graphics
show-
in this are great, by the way.
If you're listening to this show and you're a gamer like me, where you're like, you know what, I've never given a visual novel a chance. It's not been my thing. Stu's talking so highly of this game. Maybe I should try visual novels just to represent all gamers. No, don't.
No, do.
Don't do that.
Can I just say graphically?
You
this
said
game,
doo doo.
as a do. Graphically, graphically, this game is amazing
It's
as well
great, is
because
it?
Oh wait, hang on a
It's
second.
great.
Then that means that Chinny
Great.
put a different game up on the screen because
It's
the
a great-
game I'm looking
No,
at, the
no,
graphics
but-
are not amazing. They're
No,
fine, but they're
no,
not amazing.
Let me finish.
Hold on.
Okay.
Finish. If you look what they do with light and shade and stuff, though, like
Stu,
people like
Stu,
walking along,
Stu,
it's
you
so
can't be
well done.
serious.
I am.
The lighting and shading is fine. It's not
attention-
amazing.
the
There's no way
attention to
you're going to call these
detail with the
graphics amazing
lighting.
because there's some shading.
No, the lighting that they use, the
I don't- I
shadows
think-
and all that kind of stuff is
I
very
don't- I
clever.
don't-
Please, can I finish?
I don't think it looks too bad.
Okay, I'm finished.
I think it looks all right.
I didn't say they were bad. They're not
It's an art style.
amazing.
But
That's
there's
the
more.
problem.
No, there's
It is
more
the
to it
greatest
than you
game I have ever
notice.
seen in my
There's
life.
more to it than you know.
Well, that's fine.
for
There's more-
example,
It's
like-
like, I mean, a
I'm not
dude-
arguing.
here's an
Like, if you
example.
just its attention to detail, I would say yes. It looks very impressive. in
A
terms of its
dude just
attention to
walked
detail.
across those three people in the background, and his shadow went across all three of them as he was walking. Which
Yeah,
a
you
lot
know
of
how you
games
do that in a
wouldn't bother.
visual.
They wouldn't bother.
You mask the person walking, and then you just decrease the opacity of the thing. You make it all black, and then you turn the opacity
But
down
they
50%.
didn't need to do.
They didn't need to do that though, did
True.
they? It's
They
about
didn't need
attention
to
to
do that.
detail. It's
Okay,
attention to
fine.
detail.
Okay.
No, I think it looks all right.
Oh, it looks great.
I didn't say it
The way-
doesn't look all right. It looks
I don't know
all
why
right.
Duke hates the way it looks, but
No, I don't. I don't know why he's shitting on it.
yeah, no,
It's
Ah,
the worst fucking
honestly.
game I've ever seen in my life.
The way-
I had a student. I didn't talk about this before the show. I should have. I did. I'll talk about it later. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you, Stu.
No, that's it. Just play the game.
Okay. Well, then I'll tell it now. I do these. Okay, at our school, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have what's called win time. What I need, and math teachers will say, "Come to my room and I'll help you with math," or someone will be like, "Oh, come to my room and you'll have a study hall." I'm always like, nobody needs to come meet with me. I don't want to do a study hall. I'm going to teach students about like philosophy or anarchism or whatever. Here's how you play the board game Go. I did one this past week about video games, and it was really cool. We had a lot of good discussions about like, do you want a game to be hard, but how hard do you want it to be, and like Dark Souls and this and that. And we just had a really good discussion. One student told me about this game that he's played, and I'm gonna look it up because I pulled it up at one point, and I'll see if I can find it because it is the worst looking game ever.
Really?
Like ever. Like legit. The worst looking game I've ever seen, and now I can't find it. But here,
What's
let
it
me see if I can
called?
find.
What's it called?
I don't remember. That's why I have to look it up. Simpsons stats. What? What is going on? Oh, tabs from other devices.
why are you doing
There we
that?
go.
Why are you doing that? I
Yeah.
never told people where to go for the snooker thing. By the way, I just
Oh no,
realised.
that's true. You didn't.
So I've got a snooker YouTube channel, and it's Chin Chinny. So if you type in Chin Chinny, ChinChiNny, into YouTube, Chin Chinny snooker, something like that, you'll get there. That's
That's
my
the
other
one.
channel, that's
You'll
the
get
channel.
there. You'll
Cool.
find it. You'll find
I
it.
can't find it. I thought my Chrome history would switch over from school to here, but it doesn't. So I don't know what the name of the game is, but it was so weird. And it's like on purpose. It's supposed to give your eye diarrhea. So it's just so bizarre. And I was like, why are you playing this? And he's like, because it's very meta. Like you have to figure stuff out about why it looks so bad and all that. It sounded interesting, I guess, but I just looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to have to deal with that. So anyway.
So you
speaking of
didn't?
Games that I didn't. I didn't go
didn't.
near it. I didn't write it down. But kids are playing some weird games now. One kid said Undertale is the best game you ever played. I'm like, all right,
A lot of kids say that.
I'm out. I know. All right, so is it up to me now to talk?
It is up to you to talk.
Okay, I've been playing Rocket League. Nothing new to say about that. Although they did do a Halloween thing this year, and it was like Spider-Man. Which, first of all, Spider-Man, Halloween, there's no connection, right? It was all Venom and like
Cobwebs.
Spider-Man. Right, exactly. So whatever, that was fine. New World, Eternum. They always do a Halloween thing, but I didn't go near it because I'm just playing the regular old
Did
game.
you like the TikTok I did?
I did. I thought it was great. As I said on my response to you on
I don't think
WhatsApp.
you've seen it. I don't think you've seen
I
it.
don't. I know. I
Stu,
didn't look at
it's
TikTok.
great.
I don't. I don't look
I
at
spent a
TikTok.
long time. Well, it's time to start.
I'm not down with the
You're missing
kids.
out on important
Well,
cultural
I made
elements.
a video of Duke talking about New World on TikTok.
Using video
okay.
footage that I carefully filmed
Mm.
during 5 minutes of
I
game.
was like, I can't be asked to
okay.
capture this.
But
So
he
I'm gonna-
also did a good job recreating the office environment that was talking about
Oh,
the
yeah.
different things.
I forgot
By which
about
I
that.
mean he found a stock footage,
Yeah.
a stock picture of two people in office, or two groups of people in an office, and then zooming in on one of the faces and shaking it back and forth,
Yeah.
which is great. It was
took
very
some
funny.
detail that did. Attention to
Yeah.
detail did I didn't
Yeah,
need
it was,
to do.
it's on par with this game. The
basically
attention to
until-
detail.
till
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The other game that I've been playing the most this week, in addition to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer, which there's nothing new to say about that, is House Flipper 2. I have gotten properly back into this game. My God, it's so weird how it gets its hooks in me, and then like I'll fuck off for 6 months and then go away and then come back and be like, ooh, this is great. So there was a cabin in the woods that I bought. And I did a couple more of the, like, Diane calls them paint by numbers levels, where they're like, I need to do this to my house and this and this and this. So this one guy was like, I've got too much, my apartment is filled with crap that's messing up my allergies. So basically I have to go in and get rid of all the plants and get rid of all the old carpets and all the old furniture and stuff. So whatever, that's kind of an interesting little challenge. But I also you can buy all these houses and fix them up. So I got one that's a cabin in the woods, and I gut it from the start to the finish. And I get to the part where I'm showing this to my students, which, to be fair, who gives a fuck? Why would they care? I know, I'm a nerd. I don't care. The point is, I ask them at the start of every class, like, what's been going on? What'd you do this weekend? Like, tell me something interesting that happened at your job or whatever.
Nothing.
That's what they say every week. Homework.
Nothing.
Like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
by the way, yeah, I went to Vegas, but it was nothing.
well,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would love for people to talk about it. But some people do.
Pharrell Williams, is that somebody? I met him. Is that somebody?
Right. Aside from that, though, I did homework.
Somebody old.
But that's the thing, is that, like, I think some students feel like, well, I didn't go out of town, so I don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't go out of town, and I have stuff to talk about. Anyway, so I'm showing this off to the students, and this one young lady goes, that bathroom's ugly. I was like, what do you mean it's ugly? It looks gorgeous after I fixed it up. She goes, I don't like green. I was like, well, you're just a hater. God damn, why do you got it?
Ooh, I know what she means. I've just seen it come up on the screen now. It's
The
big
bathroom?
Green. Who has a
What's
green
wrong with it?
seat? Ooh.
What's wrong with having a green?
I don't know.
color
It
scheme in the
reminds me of
bathroom?
vomit. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with your vomit if it's green?
Well, there's a lot wrong with your vomit screen. I'm telling you now. I don't know. I'm not into the green myself. I'm being
Fine,
honest.
you're allowed to not be into the color scheme, but I don't know. I was very proud of the work
I
I did to
hate
make that house
you.
look nice.
Yeah. Have you suffered from color blindness for a while?
I hate you, Duke. Why did you do this? Why did you bring
See,
this
if
to
I
my
looked at this
eyes?
and I didn't like green in the bathroom, I might say I might have done a blue color scheme in the bathroom. That's the way I would say it, but I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the way I would
That's
say
ugly.
it is, stop showing me shit of a house flipper game.
See, that I would totally be down with. I was like, yeah,
Something
you're
along
right. It's
those
pretty bizarre.
lines. Please teach me English.
Yeah, it's too much
what
green,
are you
man.
doing?
Too much green in there. And that green
Well, they don't
rug
say
as
that
well.
either, because they also don't want me to be teaching them English. So it's almost just
I
like they're
need
looking for something
to
to complain
learn
about.
how to read quickly.
Yeah, I'll be honest. There's some symmetry problems as well in your bedroom.
Yeah. You see
Because
the-
What do you
why
mean?
do you put lots of shelves next to each
you
other? It
sh-
just
you-
looks a bit
you-
weird.
All the chakras are off.
Yeah, man. I think I'd feel
The
well.
feng shui is so
Yeah, the
not
feng shui
shui-ing.
would be a bit awful.
Yeah.
I'd be just
Yeah.
be like not calm at all.
Yeah, the energy's
Well,
wrong.
you're in
The
luck
all-
because
Yeah.
I didn't go near any feng shui principles.
The all,
I just thought it would be
obvious that
nice
you
to
can
have
tell.
two shelves. And to answer your question, Stu, the reason they're next to each other is because on the other side of the room is when you're coming down from the stairs. So I needed some flow into the room.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
it
it
just gives
works.
me negative organs.
Yeah, it does. Does
Do you know what I
same.
mean?
I feel
Well, how
like we
about
need
this,
to get
Stu?
some
Why don't
cleansing
you play this
crystals.
game? You do this house. You show me the bedroom you design, and then we can talk about how
it just looks a
much
bit weird
better it is
having
than
two.
mine.
Like one
You
in the middle
can
would have
fuck
been
off
better.
in your own house.
Yeah.
For fuck's
Ugh.
sake. Jesus, I'm
That
surrounded by
wardrobe,
haters. I
ugh.
was just like, here's this house I renovated. Like, look at both before and after.
No,
Ugh.
Duke, I don't hate you. I just hate everything you've done to this house.
Yeah, I hate the house, man. Don't hate the designer. Just
Don't
hate
hate the designer,
house.
hate the player. Yeah, yeah, hate the-
Yeah. The
Uh,
architect was a bit crap.
yeah.
That's what I've been playing.
No, it's good. I am wary of playing House Flipper 2 because it will absorb my
Get
life.
sucked in. You get
It's
sucked in.
very
wouldn't
absorbing.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very sucking.
Mm,
It sucks you up. It's,
It's
a
sucky.
sucky game that
Sucky.
sucks. Yes. Back
in,
to Chinny.
in the chat, we've got one chap called Dean Exley has just come in and he's just gone, right? And he says, "This is what happens when programmers take LSD." And I think he was
And that was in
talking about
response to your Sunshine game.
Sunshine.
Yeah, it was
Mario
Mario
Sunshine.
Sunshine. Yeah.
And then Ian in the chat says, "Evening." These are the kind of things that you're missing when you're watching live.
It is. It
That's
is.
right.
It's
It's what
tough.
you're
If
missing
you're
out
not
on.
watching us on YouTube, man, you're not part of this community that
Wow.
we've built
Yeah,
in the
no, no.
chat.
It's crazy stuff. Shall
Yeah.
we talk about blobs?
Yeah, let's talk
I
about.
think we should talk about blocks.
Yeah, bitch!
Yeah, bitch.
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
Yeah,
What an intro this week. That was an intro.
Yeah. Little
So-
live remix.
Blups. Blup, blup,
Blups.
blup, blup, blup,
We're talking
blup,
about the campaign, right?
That's
blup.
right.
Yeah, campaign, baby.
Because somebody has
That
linked,
takes place.
Somebody has linked to the multiplayer in their show.
I know,
notes, so
I've seen that.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, but that's
Sucks.
because we copied and pasted from last week when I had it on the multiplayer, and then I switched it to the campaign up at the
Sucks.
top where I thought you'd go.
Okay. So we're
So
talking
it
about
takes place in 1989 during Operation Desert Storm. Now let's just
Yeah,
be
it does.
clear. Desert Storm was a bunch of horse crap because George Bush Sr. was president at the time. And he said, and I am quoting, what we're looking at here when Iraq went into Kuwait was a clear-cut case of good versus evil, right versus wrong, okay? It was a violation of international law and the UN Charter. Now, he was also head of the CIA at the time that the Indonesian military went into East Timor with full support of the U.S. government. So it's either he didn't know about the two almost simultaneous activities going on involving massive violations of international law, or he was a massive hypocrite and we only talked about the UN Charter when it suited our interests. I don't know which one it is.
I don't know, but just be aware they did have weapons of mass destruction, as we know.
Well, that was 2003. That was many years after Desert Storm.
Oh, was
so-
it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
See, that
This
shows
was
how
an
much I can
entirely
remember
different
of
conflict.
war
See,
history.
okay.
you two approaching this the wrong way because I approach it as
Shoot stuff, go boom.
bang bang, shooty shooty dead. That's what I do.
Shoot people.
Yes.
in the
Or in other
face.
words,
The thing goes grrrr.
Pat, 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 pat. So let's.
So basically, yeah. So the story is.
can we just talk about the game rather than the politics
Yes.
that the game surrounds?
No. So the
if we're
story
going to mention
is
Desert Storm, I'm going to say a little word about that. But now I'm
You
done
go
with the
to
political history
Q8.
lesson.
You go
everything's
Yes.
on fire.
Yes. There's
And
a
then-
high value target. You got to get out.
You got to get the
extract
high
it.
value target. And
Oh,
some helicopters arrive with some other faction that's trying to kill you for
It's
some
the
reason.
Pantheon.
Yeah, the Pantheon. Who the hell are they? I don't know.
Do you keep
I
saying
feel
Tampa's
like-
I don't
wrong?
know.
Mm.
Well,
I feel like I need to have played all the other Call of Duty Black Ops
See-
games to
see-
understand what the hell's
See,
going
shoot,
on.
shoot,
you still
um,
wouldn't.
See, I have played all the Black Ops games, and I
Okay.
still have
So you
no
still-
idea what's going on.
I can tell you what's going on. You know that game Black from like 30 years ago?
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember
Oh, yeah, I
game?
remember that.
Sure. They had this structure for the narrative that began at the end of the whole process where you're in this smoky room with someone like, tell me how it went down. And
Yeah,
then you do
being-
flashbacks.
Yeah.
And this game looked at that and said, yeah, let's just do that.
Let's just do that.
They seem to like. I mean,
Copy, paste.
I played Modern Duty,
modern
Call of
cunt.
Duty-
Modern Duty, yes.
Modern Warfare
Call of
3. We'll try
Blocks.
this. Modern
Right.
Warfare 3, and it was the same structure. It was this
Yeah.
like
Well,
small
sure. It's a good you know,
levels. You know, they're all
Yeah,
little
right.
levels.
Yeah. But did you have a house that you could build up and make better along the
No,
way?
I hate it. I
See,
hate it. As
that's-
soon
this
as,
is
the minute
base
it
building,
told me that,
dude.
the minute
Yeah.
it went, oh, here's your headquarters, I'm like, fuck this
We're gonna
game,
need
I'm
some
done.
money, and you're
Fuck
gonna
it.
Robin Hood your way through this. You know what, motherfucker? Keep Robin Hood's name out your mouth if you're not
Yeah.
actually giving it to the poor.
Fuck this
God
game.
damn, that pisses me off.
And it's like, ooh, build a fucking weapons bench. I'm
Well,
like,
that
no,
part I didn't mind, but yeah, it's
stick
ridiculous.
it up, you stick your weapons bench up your ass. That's what I'm saying.
So you,
Yeah.
are
Fucking-
you ready to listen to why you two are absolutely fucking wrong?
Oh god,
I'm
here we
not
go.
taking a position on this game. I found the shooting part fun.
So
Yeah, I like the shooting part.
this campaign is by far one of the best Call of Duties I've ever played. Right?
Really?
Because if
I
you
mean, is
get-
that a high bar though?
yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. All right,
You
go
think
ahead.
about some of the good
Because-
Call of Duty, right? Because
I-
every mission is different, right?
Yeah,
because-
that's true. That's true. I did like that.
There's one where you go to a Bill Clinton rally, like a kind of like a
Really?
yeah,
I didn't get to
and
that.
Bill Clinton's
Interesting.
there, and there are three.
actually Bill
I can tell Stu's not listening. Stu, listen, right? Right.
What? Sorry.
I can listen. You go to a Bill Clinton. I can tell you're not listening. This is why it's good that we have visuals, right?
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
looking at that thing on the left. I can see that you're looking at the thing at the left, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you go to a Bill Clinton rally, and there's 3 different ways that you can solve it. You can either like pickpocket, you can bribe someone, you can. So then you go into a base. The next mission is called Hunting Season. Hunting Season is an open world map that you drive around on, and you can go to all the different points. And then each point unlocks like an airstrike or a helicopter, and then you just take over these things, and you've got to eventually just take 3 AA guns. The next mission is the Cradle, where it basically is get 4 key cards in 4 different corridors, and it spoilers, minor spoilers. It introduces the fact that you're on these weird sort of like chemical warfare drug things. And
dude, and it's not a Black Ops game unless you have the fabric of reality pulled back and you realize things aren't what they say.
You are basically seeing zombies, right? So the zombie bits are coming in.
That's pretty cool.
There's a high rollers level where it becomes Oceans.
In a casino?
Oceans 11, and you swap
You're doing
from
a
one.
heist.
You're doing a heist, and it swaps from one character to another, to another, to another.
Right.
That's pretty funny.
Every fucking level in this game
See,
has been
'cause I didn't get to any of
Titanfall
that.
2, right? They've gone, what is fun? Let's just
Is there
do
mechs?
what's fun.
Are there mechs?
No. But what I'm saying is,
Oh,
like in
okay.
Titanfall,
When you said Titanfall 2,
Titanfall 2, they just go, fuck it, let's just do whatever
Let's
we
do
want to do.
something
Let's
fun.
just
Okay,
let's just do time travel. That's what Titanfall 2 did,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So every level they've gone, what? How can we just make this level different? How can we do something, right?
Yeah, because I did notice I only did the first 2 levels, and the first one is a very standard, like you're
It's a
in
very
a
standard one,
mountain
yeah.
pass,
Yeah.
and you're shooting bad guys in the dark, which was annoying
fine.
because you can't see them, but that's okay.
That's fine.
And then the next one was like, yeah, you're maybe stealthing up to this bell tower, and then you're taking someone out on a yacht, and then it was like, quick, get to the van, and I was like, shit. And I had been playing other games where you have like a glider or something, so I'm jumping off the bell tower, and I'm like, oh wait, I don't have any way
And
to
that-
glide,
that-
and I just
like-
fell to my death.
That I did all that stealth as well, and it doesn't really punish you that much if you don't do it stealth.
Well,
but-
that's the thing I was gonna say is thank God it doesn't, because I
Yeah.
suck at stealth. So
Yeah.
after taking 2 guys out stealthily and swimming in the water and then getting up, and I looked up and I get out of the water and there's like 4 guys like, what are you doing here? Oh shit. So that was
No, no.
nice that it didn't punish me for fucking up.
But
it's cool that kind of variety continues to
it just
evolve and
keeps
have more
changing it
interesting
up and
stuff.
changing it up. And the Black Ops
Yeah.
series has always been a series in the Call of Duty sort of franchise where they do get a little bit loose. Do you know what I mean? They
Oh,
do
yeah,
get a little
yeah,
bit
sure.
trippy and stuff. So they sort of have license to do it in the
The
Black
numbers,
Ops.
Mason.
Exactly. And then in the house, you know, the house that you mentioned, Stu, that you hated.
Yeah,
You get-
don't give me no shitty house to do up.
You get an EV light, and you can follow footsteps, and there's a whole puzzle that you can solve in the house, which I've done,
interesting.
by
I
the
was
way.
wondering
Yeah,
why
I
I got
saw
that.
I saw the thing on the piano. I
Yes,
saw the
you
piano
put
thing.
a piano, then you go in the basement and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so there's a
I thought it
whole
was just a piano you could play.
there's a whole thing, and the good thing about the house is you don't have to do it, but yeah, you
Yeah.
get upgrades.
But
if
it gives
do-
you like boosts and stuff.
Yeah,
for
you
the
do- you
mission.
Boost.
you get significant
Yeah.
upgrades, so it's worth doing.
Yeah.
I bloody love this campaign. You know, the one thing that made me sad about the Black Ops 6 campaign, this is what made
What's
me
that?
really sad. It's
Okay.
the first mission I finished, I got a rare achievement, which means nobody is fucking playing this thing. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Oh, well, even
Yeah, I know what you
when
mean.
I did the first level of the campaign, I got the
Rare achievement. The
yeah.
rare achievement where it like not many people have got it because it's so rare,
Yeah.
which tells me that nobody's playing it.
No one plays the campaign. We know this.
But it's just sad, isn't it? Isn't it sad?
Yeah, I know. It's just the way it is,
I
though,
mean,
with Blops,
it
isn't
is.
it?
It is sad. I mean, how far along was that? 2 hours in, maybe?
No,
Something
the
like
first
that?
level.
No, the
Oh,
first
it was
level.
the first level. I got the
Yeah.
first level achievement. I don't remember it being rare, but okay.
Yeah, but
it has
on-
a different,
on
it has a
Xbox
different
it does.
glow. Like it has a different.
Oh, I
sort
got you.
of
I
thing.
got you.
You get
Okay,
like a
okay. Yeah,
diamond.
well, I mean, yeah, like I would not have gone near this campaign if we hadn't done it for Play My Game. And what you're saying, Chinny, makes it very interesting. I don't think I'm going to keep playing it, to be
That's
honest. Because when
insane
I'm
to
playing
me.
Call of Duty, I'm just trying to do multiplayer.
Honestly,
a
I'll
lot of people just
I'll
want to do
probably play it
zombies.
if I ever don't have to
Stu,
do up the house too
Stu,
much.
do me a favor, right?
Yeah,
Don't worry about
yeah.
the fucking house, right? Or
Yeah,
you're just missing
yeah,
out
yeah.
one puzzle that just gives you a bunch of money, right? It's not that big of a deal, all right? Don't
Yeah,
worry about the
yeah,
fucking house. Just
yeah,
crack on
yeah.
with the missions.
I'm gonna crack on with
and
the
if you
missions.
get there's a mission called Hunting Season that I really want you to play, And
Okay.
there's a mission called the Cradle, right? And that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missions in, right? If you get past the Cradle's the really trippy one, right? If you get past that and you say to me, Mike Chin, I do not want to play this game anymore, I'm happy with that. I'll be happy, right? But
You gotta get at least
think
to that point.
if you get that far, you'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking carry on playing this because this is fun.
Okay, I will do. I will do this. I promise I will do it.
And can we just take a fucking step back and say how beautiful this game looks?
It does look good. I must admit, animation.
is a
Do
very
you know what I
good-looking game.
thought? I sat and I thought that facial animation and when they're talking is spot on.
It's
I mean,
just-
And there's a sniper kill cam. When you take the dude out on the yacht, it's like,
Yeah, there is,
and it
yeah,
follows the
yeah.
bullet. I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
And again,
that's very
I don't think you
satisfying.
ever see that again. I haven't come across it again. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
I don't think so.
bespoke
I
for
mean-
that one. I did
Right.
think it's like, it's completely Sniper Elite, like
Yeah,
copied
yeah.
it, you know. So
Right.
great stuff. Just absolutely top drawer stuff. I think people shit
Yeah.
on Call of Duty campaigns a little bit.
Well, it's
but
easy to
I-
think of them as dime a dozen, especially if you don't play them. But,
Yeah, and
you know, it's like people say about Stephen King, like, oh, he's constantly churning out books, and that's true. But some of them are fucking great, even today.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people just look at anything, any one or any group of people that churns out content. Yeah, it's not all going to be top tier, but some of it will be, and it's so tempting to just be like, well, it comes out a lot, and therefore, fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are recent Call of Duties that haven't. I played Cold War and things like that, and there wasn't. You know, I don't really remember any of it, to be honest. I've got no memory of it.
The week I did a video games, one student said the best game he ever played was Call of Duty Ghosts. And I was like, Ghosts? I didn't hear
Ghosts, yeah.
anything great about that. But he was like, well, the zombies and the story, and it comes to this point, and there's a cliffhanger. And I'm like, okay. I never heard about that. There was a part in this game, Black Ops 6, where someone in power is like, "You're rogue, you're out of control," and it reminded me of The Simpsons with McGarnacle. I'm gonna play the audio here real quick.
Well, McGonagall, Billy is dead. He slit his throat from ear to ear.
Hey, I'm trying to eat lunch here.
You're off the case, McGonagall.
You're off your case, Chief.
What does that mean exactly? It means he gets results, you stupid chief!
Dad, sit down.
It's basically that.
He gets results, you stupid shit.
It's basically that.
That's my
the
favorite
game.
moment ever.
Right, Blob 6,
So anyway,
I love
yeah.
it.
Yes.
And
Also, sorry, I hate to interrupt, but there's a part where you do the mission that the last one I finished because it was a good mission. You start off, I guess it's that same mission where you're sniping the dude. Anyway, at one point you're with the. Okay, we need to talk about this. There's this woman who's like a free agent assassin person.
Yeah, she's the one who lets you
and
in the
it's like-
van, right? She lets you in the van.
Yeah.
1989. Were there a lot of women as free agent assassins in this former
Maybe.
Soviet republics? That's the thing. Probably not a lot of them, but it's you know, because a lot of people I'm sure would be like, oh, this is woke bullcrap. Why there's not a lot of women doing this? But it was interesting. It made me think of Robert Altman when he was making Gosford Park. He did an interview where he said a lot of people are hung up on what was and like what we can prove happened, and he said I'm interested in what might have been. And I think that's a very interesting way to think about it because her backstory is kind of interesting. It's not amazing, but you know, it's like, okay, there weren't a lot of women there, but yeah, I can see someone taking this path and being in this role, even though it's not what we think of when we think of like, you know, former Soviet republics, assassin, you know, for hire mercenary type
I
people.
had the same
But anyway,
issue-
so
Go
go ahead.
I had the same issue with Call of Duty World War II, like the sort of more recent World War One,
Yeah.
and they had like generals and people of like that were black, and I'm like, that's sort of a misrepresentation of like what happened.
Right.
But
right. I mean, that's the thing is you don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. But I also think that again, like, and because in that case, we know there were structural restrictions on that, right? The U.S. military
that's less
did not
realistic.
promote African Americans to those ranks at that time. So anyway, but so at the end of that mission, when you come upon the person, and by the way, you blow up his limo, spoilers, and he's on fire, and then she shoots him a bunch of times, and then the mission marker is go check to make sure he's dead, and I'm like, he's pretty dead.
no, I shot him.
But anyway,
he's definitely
I
dead.
double tapped
she
him
goes
just
up
make
to
sure.
him. Yeah, she goes up to him and she spits on him, and I was like, yeah. Spit on that thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
But do you think it was also just to identify it was actually him?
Well,
and
of
just
course,
not
and
some
to have you
random-
go to the spot where the mission
Yeah.
ends is really what it's about. But no, it was I mean, I had fun with it. I expected to be ready to complain about a bunch of stuff, but I didn't. And there's moments where you're shooting the chopper out of the sky, which is very satisfying.
It's
The
good
sniper
stuff.
kill cam, like I said, it's a well-made game.
It's good stuff. That no
Yeah,
one will
It
play.
is. No
So
one
3
will play-
thumbs
no one
up,
will
I
give
guess,
it.
from us.
Thumbs up.
Is that right? 3
Yeah,
thumbs
no,
up?
I liked it. Yeah, no, I liked
Cool.
it. I
A
didn't like
rare-
the do your house up, but I liked everything
Yeah,
else.
you don't miss
Yeah,
much if
well,
you don't do it.
Again,
up
it's
to,
optional.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the house up.
I just did it because I could. I had some of that money. They start you off with enough money to do one of them. And
If
I'm
you said to me,
because then it's
Stu,
like,
if you said to me, Stu, you get to that trippy level and you're like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done. Because for me, there was elements of like BioShock. There was elements of like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? There's like,
So you've got me interested now.
There's
You've
little
got me interested.
driplets of like, oh, this is sort of BioShock here. This is sort of like this. This is sort of like that.
Mhm.
You know, it's interesting. It's really interesting.
yeah. But is it as interesting as Until Then?
Yeah, that's the question. That is the
I
question.
can't answer that question. I'll get shut
Obviously,
off
the
show.
answer is going to be no. Yeah. All right. Well, it's a rare triple thumbs up, 9 thumbs up from the veteran gamer.
9 thumbs up.
As Homer Simpson said when he was a food critic.
Um,
All right. Who's next? Chinny, you got other things?
well,
or Stu?
I was going to say the next week's Play My Game Bitch, I did want to try that Sifu. I don't know if anybody wants to
Oh,
try that.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's try
That's
it.
a game
Let's
that
do
just it's got my curiosity.
SIFU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sifu.
Sifu. I know it's a roguelike beat 'em up sort of game, so I'm not really sure
That's
what I
fine.
think of it.
It can't be worse than Bad Streets or whatever.
No,
the fuck the last
no, I
one
think
was.
Sifu's like won awards and stuff. Like people do hide it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That doesn't
highly
necessarily
rated,
mean-
I think.
Apparently, Super Mario Sunshine won awards. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Right, who's up?
Stu, you're up.
Yes, I'm going to talk about Silent Hill 2 remake because I did say last week,
Remake.
and it's Halloween, so it's like let's play something a bit more,
Okay.
horror, I guess. I have got quite a way in. I've done the second block, like the second area, finished all of that
Okay.
this week.
Yeah.
I like it. I do like it, right? The atmosphere is
Doesn't sound like
great.
you like it.
I know. It's because there's a lot of walking around. There's a lot of like.
That was my review of the Sea Life Centre this weekend. By the way.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
A lot of
And he
walking.
doesn't. You can run, but you're reluctant to run just in case you run into something bad. You know what I mean?
That
It's
was also
like-
in my review of the Sea Life Centre this weekend.
Yeah.
And
And
now,
it's-
is
I
this to
do-
build suspense? Is that why you're walking around? all
I
the time?
don't know. It's kind of like, yeah, I guess. It's kind of go here, then you've got to go here, and then that unlocks here. Then you get a key from
Because
here.
eventually it's
to
like
door
bloody zombies
here.
attacking you, eating your eyeballs, right?
Well, that happens as well along the way. And you have
Okay.
like a little pocket radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
that
And if you
goes
get-
crackles, doesn't it?
You get static, yeah. So if you're near a monster, it starts to go all staticky, which I kind of like. Because it gives you a forward warning
Yeah, you
that
get a little
something
heads up.
that was
coming.
in the original. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of like that. You get a gun. So I finally got a gun. So all I had, and I'll
3
be
bullets.
honest, I had a plank of wood with 2 nails in
Yeah.
as a weapon.
Run! He's got a plank of wood with a nail in
With
it.
2 nails in it, and I kept expecting it to
Simpsons.
break.
You're right.
Because like
Yeah.
most games with a weapon like that, after a bit, you hit something 5 times and it breaks, doesn't it? In this game, it doesn't. It's kind of just your standard melee weapon. It just stays with you all the time.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks for that, dude.
I said I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's one of them weird, like, ooh, I've got a weapon that doesn't break that I feel like it should break, but it doesn't, so I'm
It
fine
should
with it.
break. It should break, shouldn't it?
But what I found
Oh, it's like
myself,
The Simpsons.
He's got a board with a nail in it.
what I found myself doing, I got the gun, I had loads of bullets, but I felt like I had to conserve them in case I came across something like really hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Sure.
rather than using the bullets on like standard enemies, I'm like
Yeah.
not using them at all and just waiting.
That's like a meme now. People talk about like in Skyrim, like you'll get health potions and then like just save them because you're gonna need them at some point. And then you
Yeah.
get 20 hours in and you're like, I got 500 health potions. Like, what
Yeah.
am I saving these
So
for?
it's kind of like that. I got up to about 37 rounds and then decided there was a bit where there was some zombie things or whatever they are. I don't even know, like they're like legs sewn on top of each other. They're weird enemies. Yeah, where there was some sort of enemies in a swimming pool. So I decided to just use the bullets. I was just like, I'm just going to shoot these because I can't be arsed hitting them with a stick. You know what I mean? And then there's these other. So you have enemies that are like humanish but with no head and they're just a weird shape. But then you have enemies like I just alluded to that have double legs. So it's like a pair of legs sewn on top of another pair of legs, if that
It's
makes
like
sense.
a night out in Preston, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just two pairs of legs.
They should take up running.
Sewn on top of it. And they
Take up running,
they are a pain in the arse because they're inanimate, hidden in places.
Hmm.
So you kind of walk near to one, it just jumps up and headbutts you with its legs. And I'm
leg
just,
butts you.
Cool.
leg butts you, leg
Yeah.
butts you. And it's just kind of like fucking fuck. You know what I mean? Because you can't
fucking doing that.
Yeah, it gets a bit like that. It's almost like, and there were one. This is the best bit. I'm walking on like an outdoor balcony, I guess you call it. You can see it on screen now, where he goes out of the door and then you walk around and go in another door or whatever.
Yeah, a balcony.
And I could see one on the floor in the kitchen of the apartment through the window.
Yeah.
So I'm like, know where that one is? I'm fine with that one. I'll get it. I'll catch it by surprise.
Yeah.
So I sneaks into the kitchen. No, boom, leg butts me instantly. You know, I didn't even have time to hit it. I was just like, for God's sake.
Okay, I'm seeing it on the screen now. It's like, so instead of arms, they've got legs, right?
It's two lots of legs.
Yeah.
It's two lots of legs on top of each other.
Right.
And I've come across the pyramid.
How did they put the clothes on?
Well, I've not a clue. I really don't know.
Satan.
Oh yeah.
So I finally come across the pyramid man in a cutscene.
Oh yeah, yeah. The famous pyramid.
Whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it.
Right. So you're riding, right? You see him coming, so you leg it and hide in a wardrobe with slats.
You don't leg it as much as the guy with 4 legs, but you do leg it.
Exactly. Slats. So you can see through the slats, you can see Pyramid Man stood in the room. And you're kind of a bit like, I don't know, you're sort of, if you were that person hiding in the corridor and you can see a dude who's got like a steel pyramid on his head.
Yeah.
Right. And he's making one of these double-legged beasts on a table.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's what he's up to.
Well, you got to have a hobby, though, haven't you? You got to have a hobby.
Yeah, he's kind of fusing two lots of legs together, right, and messing around with it.
Right.
While you're in the cupboard.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you were that dude in the cupboard and he comes up to the cupboard,
right,
you've got your gun hidden in the cupboard. Would you stay quiet? I mean, what would you do if this was real and you were hiding in that cupboard? What would be your tactic?
I would worry about whether the gun would be good enough to kill him.
Yeah, really. I would want to board with a nail in it.
Yeah, exactly. Want to board with a nail in. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? You'd be like, well,
I think maybe if I had a shotgun, I'd be like, this is 50-50 here. This could go really well.
Yeah, it could go badly.
Yeah, if I had a grenade launcher, I'm
and
done.
he might not know I'm here. He might just be looking. He might not
he
even
might be just
realise
looking
I'm
for some
inside the
spices
cupboard.
or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he might
Or
not know I'm
some-
in the cupboard.
He might be looking for some tells.
Correct. So he might not even know you're there.
Yeah.
What this dude does, right, and you have no control over this. This is a cutscene.
This is a cutscene, right?
It's a cutscene. Start shooting at him through the cupboard door.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously the first bullet just goes ping off the metal.
Well, that's
right.
it.
So
I mean, there's your flaw there, aiming for the head. Like that's just
exactly. You know that's it's a bad sign if it goes.
I don't know how he
straight away.
sees through it.
But then he fires another 2 bullets like it's going to help. You know what I mean? Like he's going to
Well,
make
maybe
a
he
difference.
thought the first bullet pinged off his helmet, but then knocked the helmet off.
Well, no, it doesn't. It's a huge helmet.
Sometimes you fight enemies, they got helmets.
This isn't
you
like a
can knock the
helmet,
off the first.
like on someone said like in the war. This is like a whole fucking.
This covers the whole of his
This is
body.
actually head. But
It
the other
goes
thing
right
is
down
that
to
he's
his
not able to
navel.
think very clearly in this scenario. He's like fearing for his life. He just fought something with 4 legs.
Shoot.
Like he's in the cupboard. Shoot! Like, what are you
no,
gonna
but
do?
shoot him in the dick at least or something.
Yeah,
you know?
or just not shoot at all.
How do you
just
know he
stay
doesn't have
quiet.
some metal down there protecting his dick?
Well,
though?
yeah, but
Well-
but you can see the metal on his head. You
It
can't
kind
see
of
down
almost
there.
goes to his dick, to be honest. It goes a long way, this bit of metal.
Shoot! I'm
well, it's 'cause
sorry.
he's got a very long nose.
Shoot him in the foot because I don't care who you would shoot in the foot. They would be like, "Fucking hell, that stinks." That is.
But he knows.
He wouldn't say that. He would say, "Fucking hell, that stinks."
Oh, I won't be able to go
Now I'm
skiing.
mad.
Won't be able to go
I was
skiing
gonna
next month.
impale you on this knife because I just hate you, but now I'm mad and I hate you.
What I like, though, this is what I liked about it.
Skiing
you like?
holiday ruin.
You really, really like.
What I liked about it was he treats you like you're some sort of just annoying fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't even bother opening the door. He just walks back off. He's like, well, that's no threat.
I could
to
kill
me.
you, but I'm gonna let you go. For
Yeah,
now.
I
I'll
don't
deal with you
care.
later.
Yeah, I'll deal with you later.
Yeah, I mean, an empress
Um,
does not concern herself with the antics of fools.
Correct. So I don't know. I am enjoying it. I like the puzzles more than I did in the initial start of the playthrough.
The Silent Hill has always been the more sort of slower. Like it isn't meant to be like a Resident Evil.
It's not super action all the time. It goes from build up and then release.
It's always been really slow, and that's kind of its mantra, really, Stu. So that was what it was always.
I
about.
kind of like. I mean, it's just shown on screen. There's like a lot of shortcuts. So when you get to an area, you can like you can just lower the stairs and then get back to where you need to be for a save point really quickly. So there's a lot of that as well, which I like. And you can unlock doors that are locked from the outside, but once you unlock them from the inside, obviously it's another shortcut back to where you needed to go. So they do make things a bit easier and a bit more streamlined as you go along. So that does happen. The enemy AI is a little bit, like I mentioned this last week, they're a little bit predictable. They all do the same things. You know, the enemies are very samey at the moment. There's only been two types, which is the double-legged things and the things with no head. So, yeah, they're a bit samey, but I'm fine with that, I guess.
Yeah.
But so far so good. You know, I am enjoying it. I'm obviously I've gone into the other world or the other, I don't even know it, the other realm for the first time. And you get an achievement for that. It's like you're going to the other realm for the first time.
Was it a rare achievement? Have other people gotten it?
No, I don't know. It's on Steam, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, gotcha.
The other thing, just to mention, it's very badly optimized. It's not optimized well at all. You know, this should run fine on my PC. I've only got it on medium settings, so I haven't got it on any crazy, like trying to run it on high on.
And what
it's
graphics
only
card are you rocking, by the way?
a 2060. So it's an old card now, but it's not the worst of cards for 1080p. It should be fine. And most of the time it is, but every now and again when you're outside, it slows down to a crawl. You know, it's really that bad, like, you know, probably down to about 15 frames a second.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And it happens. It stays like that for maybe a minute, and then it'll just suddenly go back to normal. So I'm sure it's nothing to do with the graphics. I'm sure it's more to do with optimization.
Could be. I don't want to harp on this, Stu, but you can check to see on Steam like what percentage of gamers have gotten a certain achievement. I just looked at the ones I have for House Flipper 2. Only 11% of gamers have gotten the Mount Everest achievement, which is where you cover a distance of 8,848 meters with a paint roller. So, just FYI.
By the way, I like this puzzle that's just on the screen now with where you're in the like locked room with a safe in the middle. That was
so
really
great about that puzzle.
It was just interesting. It was kind of interesting. It wasn't difficult, but it was kind of satisfying when I worked out where everything was to get the combination to the save.
Yeah.
So
I was looking up some things about this game on Wikipedia while you were talking, Stu, and apparently Eddie Dombrowski is one of the characters in the game. His name was taken from actor Eddie Murphy during the beginning phases of production because Eddie was originally designed with a pleasantly optimistic personality, and I guess they thought of Eddie Murphy as someone who's like that as well. So the developers are also satirizing the perceived accessibility of firearms in the U.S. It's not just perceived; they're easily accessible. When James finds a handgun in a shopping cart, that's a commentary on U.S. guns everywhere. So,
well, there you go.
and that's the trivia about Silent Hill 2.
Indeed, if you play BioShock, you find a gun in a pram at the beginning.
Yeah, that's also something that would happen in the U.S.
I don't
like
walk. I don't walk Rosa without putting a gun in a pram.
Yeah, you've got to have a gun in the
You
pram.
want Rose to be strapped. Here you go, Rose. In case anyone gives you any shit, you take this.
It's
Did you see that the TikTok where someone gave their baby a fake knife and then they had him like in the little stroller around, the little thing that wheels, and he's like bopping around with the fake knife, and the parents, they go to like their grandmother or something, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then they grab it out of the kid's hand and they're like, "It's a fake," and they throw it at the person who's got the camera. It's very funny.
Nice.
Welcome to Veteran Gamers, where we describe TikToks.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, I got loads.
Anything else
Brilliant.
about Silent Hill?
No, that's it.
Okay.
There's not a lot else to say. I'm going
I've
to keep
been-
playing it.
How many hours in?
Yes,
Sorry,
you
how
do
many
that.
hours in you in?
About 4, 5.
Oh, you're not far.
How
in
long to beat?
No, about 15.
Not too-
Oh,
Oh wow.
About 15 hours. It's a
Really?
big game.
Third
Yeah.
Did they
in.
add to it? Was it 15 when it came out way back in the day?
No, it's been made
That would-
bigger. It
Yeah.
is
Okay,
bigger.
okay. I was gonna say that. Back in the day, developers were like, 8 hours is enough. Now people are like 8 hours. I could do that on the
yeah,
toilet.
the game's 3 hours, but we hid a key in a stupid place that no one's gonna find. So that's another.
It's
7
gonna be
hours.
in the diamond head,
Yeah.
so it's gotta reach up into his nose.
Cool. Silent Hill.
Yeah,
It's a game.
Black Ops 6 multiplayer, nothing to say, fun. And Once Human, I went back to, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this again. And once again, hook sunk into me. God, this game is good. It's like, there was a big pain in the neck because they're doing this thing with the seasons. Like, on Rust, when a server resets, you have to reset your servers every month or something.
Fun.
And it's annoying because, you built a house, now it's gone, whatever. And Once Human, man, all your stuff's gone. Like, all your stuff is gone. Like, you don't have any resources. You don't have the blueprints. Like, it's you start over from scratch.
So what's the thinking
And
there?
fortunately, well, I don't know. I think the reason is because, and this is, I think, true about Rust as well. Like, the game is stale if you don't reset it. You know what I mean? Like, they want you to go through those processes. Now, they did a smart thing here because there are quest lines and stuff, but you don't have to actually do it. There's a compressed version of the quest lines where you just go to the spot where the quest happens. You don't have to look through the cutscenes. You don't have to do all the steps in the process of, uncovering the mysteries of who died in this house.
Yeah.
You just go there, push a button, you get the XP. So it's cool because, that way you can't just cheat and skip to the max level, but you also don't have to grind your way through every part of the process again. So it's a nice compromise, I think. And, as I've said, the best part of the game is when you have a fresh canvas. So I'm going through, getting all the copper, making my home, and then making the home over again because I don't want a square house. I want a tower and circular type tower. And it's just, I'm still loving this game. They've added a few quality of life things, but not much. But it's just, the gameplay loop is wonderful and I'm really having a lot of fun with it. What I haven't done, which I need to do is, so part of the reason why it's such a pain in the neck to get, because it's not just join this server and you're in. Like the PvP servers, it makes sense why they do this, okay? You can't join a certain server if it's been open for a certain amount of time, right? Because then the people who have been playing it since it dropped are going to have an unfair advantage, right? They have all the weapons and all the gear and all the Starcron, which is the resource you need to get the best gear and all. But in a PvE server, it doesn't matter, right? Why are they doing it on a PvE server? That said, there was a server that, like, basically I couldn't join any of the servers, and I was like, what do I do? And then eventually I realized, there are some servers that are opening every once in a while, so you have to sign up for one of those. And then it was like, this is going to open tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't want to wait around till tomorrow to play this game today. So I kept trying, and eventually I found a server I could get into.
See, that's frustrating. Though,
That is
isn't
It
it?
was
frustrating, isn't
frustrating. It is weird and kind of stupid, and I don't
In this
really get
day
why
and
they're
age.
doing that. Exactly. But at the same time, it was one of those things where it was like, oh, I finally got in. Yeah, it was worth the wait. Like, it made me happier to get in
It's one of those
because
things
I
that
had to
when-
wait.
Yeah, when you get in, you like completely forget about it, and then
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so the Starcron, like the resources that people are so desperate to get, like, I don't really know what you're supposed to do with that. So like, I don't have the best
Cook
gear
it.
that you could get. I guess
Cook
something.
it.
I don't know. So I need to spend a little time to figure out, like, what is this? Why do I need it? How do I get the best gear?
Smoke it.
And that way it'll be an even more enjoyable experience. But in the meantime, it's really fun. I'm really loving it. And because I've done the loop, like, this is my third time doing the loop, when I get to the bosses, I'm like, oh, I know how to do this boss. Okay. And it's very easy. So, Once Human, still fun, still free. People like it. And as I've said before, they really nailed the combination of, you fight monsters, you make a little base, and I know Stu loves the base building.
Oh, love it.
But you need to get the better materials to make better guns. And this is different from the Starcron, ultimate high level materials. So, you do have to kind of like it guides you, but you don't ever have to like run around desperate to find resources that you need. You know what I mean? Like when you get to the new area, it's pretty easy to find the stuff you need to make the next level of gear. So I really like that about it. It's a nice smooth learning curve, and it's a lot of fun. Once human.
There you go.
Still
Nice.
Any other games we're talking about?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
but I think we have got another quiz off Derek. I don't know whether.
Oh
this
my
one was-
God, he's a quiz machine.
I know, but before that, we have got one email to read, so we'll do that.
Whoa, that
I
rules.
feel like tonight's gone really quick. I don't know why.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
we've been an
Means he
hour and
gets results, you stupid chief!
Believe it or not, we're an hour and a half in. We're an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
So
All right,
this
so this email, let me guess, it's from Jason Gallagher.
It's from Jason. He says Robert Smith for president.
Is this about the game with the butt? Did you see what I posted?
I did. No, it's not about that. So
For those who don't know,
anyway-
go to our Discord. Hang on a second. I got to let people know. People, seriously, go to our Discord. The game is called A Dump in the Dark. You are a butt. It's a first-person butt game, and you like spew feces on people. It looks seriously. That's if Jason Gallagher made a game, that would be it.
That would be his game. Anyway,
would
he
be his
said,
game.
but what he actually said is, "Hey, veterans,
Hey.
Hey,
I'm not sure if you know anything about Peanut and Fred.
What?
These sweet animals were taken from their home via a legal raid, and their lives were ended. I have no idea who Peanut and Fred is. Good old Peanut was a sweet, innocent little squirrel, and Fred was a happy raccoon. I have nothing to say about video games this week, as I am grieving at the moment. Please inform Duke this was the work of his allies. I stand
okay, so
with Peanut and Fred. Duke, you will stand with me for Peanut and Fred. Rock the vote, Jason. So who the
okay,
hell?
so I looked it up. This is from E Entertainment News. Instagram famous Peanut the Squirrel and Fred the Raccoon were euthanized by New York officials. Days after social media star Peanut the Squirrel was seized by New York State authorities alongside a raccoon named Fred, both animals were confirmed to have been euthanized by authorities.
Wow.
To test for rabies. That's why they were euthanized. They were sharing a residence for humans, creating the potential for human exposure to rabies. Yeah. I don't understand how this is political all of a sudden. My allies, what does this have to do with my
Well,
politics?
presumably who the I don't know, the governor in place, his council or whatever, decided to euthanize the animals. I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of New York State government. When did I ever proclaim my love for the government of New York State?
I know.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not. If a wildlife agency believed that there was a danger of rabies, I'm inclined to trust that agency. I mean, yes, it's cute that there's a raccoon and a squirrel that were friends with cowboy hats, but on the other hand, there's a reason we don't keep squirrels in our houses, right?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
Okay. Now, look, now let me say this. I don't mean to, because the people are talking about, we have heartbreaking news. The agency chose to ignore our pleas. We're in deep shock and grief. Their lives were precious. That is sad. And I'm not saying that the government was right to kill these animals. But if we're going to talk about people's lives being ruined in shock and grief and sadness, let's talk about the man who is running for president right now. We'll know by this time next week who won, hopefully, unless it drags out for a long time.
It will.
Who has said
It will.
he wants to deport 10 million undocumented immigrants from this country. That's going to destroy a lot of families and cause a lot of shock and grief as well. So, I mean, I feel bad about this raccoon and the squirrel, but I also feel really bad about the 10 million undocumented immigrants that could be deported. So,
Yeah, well.
Anyway,
I'd
anything
say
else?
save the squirrel. That's what I think. Peanut.
Yep.
Yeah. What a shame.
Okay. Yes, that is a shame. I agree. Okay.
Anyway,
so
quiz,
that's the
Derek.
only email we
Not
had. All
Derek.
right, so we're gonna have a quiz. Yes.
It's
Yay.
time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. We play the shitty sound clip when it's time for the quiz.
Should I also play the speak pipe?
Well, I
jingle, or
assume
just
it.
go ahead with the quiz.
Well, I think I'm assuming it's a quiz. I may be wrong.
Well,
but it's
it's
in
3
three
items,
parts,
and it says
so
horrible part 1 of 3. I think he meant to say horrible quiz, but maybe not.
maybe we don't know. We'll find out.
We're
I
gonna
guess.
find out, people.
Let's
'cause we're gonna
find out.
listen to it right now.
Hey, veteran gamers. I hadn't planned to do a third horror quiz, but due to overwhelming public demand, i.e., you mentioned it last week, I'm going to do a third quiz. But this will be the last for this year, so we'll get straight in. It's another horror video game one, but this time it's going to be horror characters.
Okay.
Okay,
I see you.
okay,
So let me get
okay.
my paper ready here, and we'll do the.
I'm not sure I'll do
horror
as well
quiz.
with this one.
Well, we'll see. Chinny, we're counting on you because I don't play a lot of horror games. Let's see. Okay.
We're basically going to give you the year and 2 of the characters from a game. They could be goodies, could be baddies. You just need to guess the game. So let's get
Oh,
straight
okay,
in.
that's fine. That's
Chinny,
fine. I thought we had
Chinny
to
doesn't
guess
even
the
need the
characters.
characters. He just needs
I was
the
a bit
year, and he'll
worried
be able
about
to
the
get it like
characters
that.
then. Ooh.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's see what we got.
Number 1, the year is 2001. Characters Angela Orozco and Eddie Dombrowski.
Oh, snap. I just mentioned Eddie Dombrowski.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stu always complains. It's nice that you're
Silent
listening.
Hill, wasn't it? Silent Hill.
Yes, it was Silent
Yeah.
Hill, one of the Silent Hill games. So which one came out that year, Shinny?
2.
2.
It was
Yeah,
2?
we'll go
Okay,
2.
it was the one you're playing right now.
Which one? I've not come across these characters yet, but there you go.
Okay, well.
Not that I'm aware of.
And the answer, Silent Hill 2.
Well, there you
Yeah,
go. Who
we're
knew?
off to a good start. No thanks to Stu.
No thanks to me, and I'm playing that game.
Yeah.
Number 2, the year is 2015. The characters, the Hunter and Vicar Amelia.
2015. Was that Amnesia?
The
Nah, I
Hunter
don't
and
feel.
Vicky. I mean. So you got
I
the
don't
Witcher
feel
3.
like-
Witcher 3?
That's not a horror game, though, is
Oh,
it?
is it a horror game? Sorry.
Yeah, these are all horror
Yeah,
games.
these are all horror games.
Bloodborne. Until Dawn. But I did it Until Dawn last week.
The Hunter, I don't know. I
Well,
feel
he's going to
like-
have to repeat some of them games.
Oh
to
no,
be
it's thingy in it. Left 4 Dead.
Left
The
4 Dead does have a
Hunter.
hunter.
No, there's no
What was
Left
the
4
other
Dead.
one?
There's no Left 4 Dead in 2015.
Left 4 Dead 2?
Wasn't there?
No.
No, that came out a year later. Remember the controversy?
Okay.
Left 4 Dead 1
Well, I
is
guess it wasn't
2008 and Left 4 Dead 2 is
Oh
2009.
yeah, it's older than I think, isn't it? It's because of the Hunter. I was like, oh, the Hunter.
Yeah, right.
So
It's a good general name for a
Yeah,
horror
I
character.
wasn't thinking of the
horror
year.
game, so
to
you
be
got
fair.
Think of the year.
Soma came out 2015. Is that a horror
Yeah, it's
game?
not. It's definitely not that though.
Dying Light, Until Dawn,
Could be Dying Light. Could be Dying Light. You know.
Bloodborne. Those are the only horror games I can think of.
Let's go Dying Light. Although I don't think it is because we had Dying Light last week, didn't we?
He's going to have to repeat some of them.
Maybe.
I mean, I would be very surprised if he doesn't. Okay, so we're going for Dying Light then? Is
yeah,
that
I think Dying
final
Light.
answer? Okay.
Yeah.
And the answer, Bloodborne.
Oh, you said Bloodborne too. Damn it.
Okay,
I've
well,
never
we wouldn't
played
know
it.
any of them games.
Never
'cause we
play. I've
played
never
from
played
soft
it.
games.
I just know it
We
came
are
out
taking a
2015.
break from soft games like that.
2014 was
All
a
right,
bad.
here's-
2014 was a bad year for games. 2015 was a very good year for games.
Yeah.
Okay, and for tires. Get it? Goodyear? Ha!
Number 3,
No.
year is 2003. And the characters, the director, and James Earl Cash.
What?
Director.
The director. I think this is one of the Resident Evil games. I think one of these had the director in it, but I can't remember which one it was. 2003. I could be wrong though.
I'm trying to think what Resident Evil game came out in 2003.
Might not be. Might not be.
The director and what?
No, I don't know. What was the other one? Director.
James
and-
Earl Cash.
James Earl Cash. You see, again, this is kind of before Xbox, isn't it? It's kind of a while ago.
Yeah.
PS2, this is.
Well,
would have been-
2001 was the PS2 Xbox original.
Yeah, so it's
and
PS2 era,
GameCube.
isn't it?
Yeah, so it's
And
that era.
Xbox.
Yeah, 2005 is when
Uh,
360 and PS3 came. Well, PS3 came 2006. But yeah, you get the idea. 2003. Horror. So there was a Silent Hill. I think it was 3.
Yeah, but they can't do 2 Silent Hill games, surely. But
No.
maybe he does. Don't know. The director. It just sounds like, like the head of some organization or something like that. That would be in a. I'm wondering if this is Resident Evil 2. Because isn't it?
It didn't come out in 2003.
Did it not?
No.
Was it 3 then? Resident Evil 3?
I don't think 3 did. I think they're all very, very close. They're all. I think 3 came 2000. They're like the year after. This is when games took
Yeah.
a year to make. So it was like 97. I think it's
true.
like 96, 97, 99. I think it's the
Right.
Resident Evil games. Something like that. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, they're very close together.
And it's not 4, is it? It's not Resident Evil 4.
4's 2004.
Yeah. Because I thought that was quite a bit later. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think I might know when he says it.
We'll say Silent Hill 3 because it's the only one I can think of.
Okay, well, it's a good thing you did all that deliberation because you're way off.
Oh.
What, you mean
I
you
looked it
know?
up. I looked it up.
And the answer, Manhunt.
Man.
Oh, you see, again, never played it.
Never played it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even released in the UK, so we didn't.
No.
We couldn't play it.
Couldn't play it.
Well, and that might, I mean, apparently, well, someone in England got their hands on it because on July 28th, 2004, a 14-year-old kid named Stefan Pakira was killed by his 17-year-old friend Warren LeBlanc in Leicester.
That's
and
Leicester.
Leicester.
Leicester, by the way.
Oh my God, how the fuck do y'all are so weird. Initial media reports
I'm
claim
like,
that
what's
police had found a
Leicester?
copy of the game in LeBlanc's bedroom. The parents of the victim claimed that the game had influenced the dude and played.
Yeah,
a
no,
role
I
in the
think it
murder.
was released. It was released,
was
but it was
it?
about a year. It was about a
Oh,
year
like,
after. it was
yeah,
released
yeah,
in
probably not
America.
on the same year then. Yeah.
No.
I know Manhunt 2 was a Wii game, wasn't it?
Yes.
You believe that?
But police eventually officially
Wow.
denied any link between the game and the murder. Drug-related robbery was the motive, and the game had been found in the victim's bedroom, not the.
Well, this is what happens with the news.
Well,
But
we just
yeah,
gotta
the
be careful.
Wii-
Look at the facts.
The Wii, if you remember rightly, you could use the nunchucks as a garrote.
Yeah.
You remember this?
Yeah.
You could hold the two
I used to play it
nunchucks.
with my mum and dad.
Yeah. And like pretend you're strangling
Yeah, yeah.
someone, and that's
Well,
what
Save
would
your
happen.
mom and dad. Wow.
Yeah, we used to have a right
How
laugh
old were
playing-
you?
We used to have a right laugh playing that game.
How old were you at that time?
In 2007, I would have been 20.
Oh, okay.
You're in your
Three.
20s.
Just imagining you as like a
22.
10-year-old.
22.
Because I have students who are like, "Oh, I watched Saw with my parents when I was like 7," and I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with your parents?"
I didn't actually play Manhunt 2 with my mum and dad. I just want to make that
No.
clear.
Okay, fair enough.
But you could do
but
that.
no,
and you could
the-
pull a bag over someone's head as well, couldn't you, with the nunchucks? Like
Yeah.
it was, you were
According to
really
former
doing it.
Rockstar employee Jeff Williams, there was almost a mutiny at the company over that game. It made us all feel icky.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how about that? Anyway, all right, let's keep going with this quiz, or we'll never be done. We got 1 point so far, so go us.
Okay.
And finally, in this section, number 4, the year is 2002, and the characters Pius Augustus and the Black Guardian.
What year was it? 2002?
2002. These are so old. I'm like, I can't remember this far back.
We haven't had any repeats from last time, have we?
I'm guessing we won't get any repeats from last
I guess
time.
we probably won't. So, which means I was going to say the suffering, but it's probably
Could be. Just go for it. I mean, we've no idea.
Is that the year it came out, Shinny?
Not a clue.
That was the game that I'd never heard of, wasn't it? So I can't remember.
You should still know when it came out. That's your thing.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. You have other guesses of what came out in 2002, Shinny?
No, all the games I can think of are like quite nice games. Like,
okay.
You know,
Does
like,
anyone have a
like Wind
Please-
Waker? Wind Waker was out 2002.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, that's not a horror game.
No.
Don't know.
Let's just say Pro Evo. I'm sure that there was probably
Okay.
a Pro Evo around.
Pro
there.
Evo.
And
Yeah,
the answer, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Oh, got that
okay.
all right. So we have having repeats.
I,
'cause we had that last week.
yeah. I think the repeat thing threw me
Okay.
off there.
Yeah, we didn't think
Yeah.
there'd be any repeats. I
Okay,
guess
so
there
now we
is.
know the precedent has been made.
Said there is. There may
Anything's on
be
the table,
there
people.
may be repeats.
Yeah, don't count it out because it's a repeat.
Okay, clue number 5. Year is 2007, and the characters Bridget Tenenbaum and Atlas.
I mean, Atlas is a character in Bioshock, right?
I think that is Bioshock, isn't it?
The Atlas, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's Bioshock.
Yeah, that's 2007 as well. Yeah, that's bang on.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like it's the thing.
And the answer, Bioshock.
Hey, I got one. Woo! How about that? I'm good for something during a horror quiz.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Number 6. Year is 2014,
Oh.
and the characters Sebastian Castellanos and Joseph Oda.
2016, did he say?
14.
2014.
The best games that came out in 2014 were Dragon Age Inquisitor, Dark Souls 2, Evil Within.
Was that Resident Evil 6 that year?
No.
When was that?
Resident Evil 6 would have been 2012. What's
It wasn't Resident Evil 7, was it? That was after that.
No, that was
wasn't
way
it?
after. Yeah.
That was
Uh,
way after.
What was the names again? I forgot.
I feel like I recognise the
I can
names.
rewind it and play it again if you want.
Please.
Whoops. Oh, wait. Damn
Number
it.
6. Year is 2014, and the characters Sebastian Castellanos and Joseph Oda.
See, that sounds like Resident Evil characters' names, doesn't it? But can't be, can it? I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll go with Evil Within because that was it that year.
Oh, that could be that. Could be that. Go with that. I like that.
Okay. Again, I looked it up. So.
And the answer, The Evil Within.
Oh,
well
Chinny.
done, well
It's your
done, Chinny.
birthday.
Number
that was
7.
a guess.
Year is 2024.
Good guess.
Oh.
And the characters Cameron McLeary and Davy Rennick.
What?
20. That's this year.
Stu, what's... Yeah, is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. What do you know? Feel like I should have played every main horror game that's come out this year. What could that be then? David Rennick. I'm wondering whether that is not the Dark Pictures anthology. Not Dead by Daylight. You know, the one that's just come out by the same people who did all the Dark Pictures anthology stuff and The Quarry and all that kind of stuff. Or it could be the Until Dawn remake. Is it the Until Dawn remake? I think it's one of those games.
Like one of that developer.
Yeah, I think it's either the Until Dawn remake or it's the new one. I can't remember what that's called now. The one with the bloke's name. Whatever it's called. I'm going to go Until Dawn remake. I think he's throwing us a curveball.
Go with that.
Is that your final answer, Chinny? Are you on board with that?
I've got no clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm wrong, but that's what I'm going.
You're wrong. It's a game you played, Stu. It's a game you liked.
Oh, God.
And the answer still Wakes the Deep.
Oh, do you know, I did think that, but then I don't. Oh,
Maybe you didn't
Jesus.
say
Rennick
it.
was the boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have.
Might be the hardest shit on shore, McLeary, but out here, I am the fucking king.
There you go.
There you
Should have
go.
got that. Should have got that.
For shame, your ancestors hate you now.
Yeah, they do.
Number 8. The year is 2005. And the characters Ethan Thomas and The Matchmaker.
Yeah, I know this.
Ooh, go
I know
on.
this. I know straight away. This is Condemned.
Is it?
This Condemned Criminal Origins
Okay.
is what I'm saying.
All right. Is that the year it came out, Jenny? We don't want anything foolish.
Sorry, my sister-in-law is texting me saying, "Help! My phone is being hacked."
Oh
and
god,
it's an iPhone, and I've messaged her saying, "iPhones don't get hacked.
it's
Like,
impossible.
they just
And
don't."
why would she, I mean, is it possible that a hacker would be trying to
To me,
fish you?
it's a phishing thing, and
Yeah,
but
it
she's
is.
she's a technophobe. She's a
Phobe,
technophobe.
phobe,
No,
phobe.
Oh,
she's a technophobe.
so
So she's like,
that is something she might send you.
yes. So anything like that.
Maybe it's just because the battery's low, and she's like, someone's trying to hack me.
No, there's messages. She sent me screenshots of like.
Without Chinny there, I can confirm it was a 2005 title because it was a launch title for the
Okay,
Xbox
Yeah,
fair
360.
enough.
yeah, yeah.
Let's just keep going with it, and Chinny can sort out what he needs to do with
Sorry.
solving hacking. No, it sounds like it could be urgent, but probably not.
And you could have either condemned or condemned criminal origins.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I
Stu.
gave
Nice
the
one.
full title. We gave the full title.
Yeah, you
so.
did. Yeah, we're not going halfway here. All right, we got 4 out of I don't know how many.
10. I think.
9.
Oh, 4 out of 9.
That
4
was
out
8
of 8.
so far. So yeah, that's half. That's not bad. It's 50% a failing grade.
The year is 2007. And the characters Jackie Estesado and Paulie Flanchetti.
That's Resident Evil 4. No, that came earlier, didn't it? 2007. I think that's Resident Evil 5. Is that Resident Evil 5? 2007. I'm gonna
The
go
wrong
with
one
that.
to ask.
I'm gonna go with that.
So again, sorry, right, I'm
Okay.
back. I'm back. I've told
2000
2005.
2007.
Resident Evil came out in
2007.
2007.
2000. Hold on. There's a lot of questions. 2005. Which Resident Evil came out? In
No.
2007?
Sorry, I got it wrong.
2007.
2007. Resident Evil 2007 would have been. I don't think there was one.
Oh bollocks! Well, I guess we're not right then.
2000,
I'll
I
play
think
the thing
Resident
again
Evil
with the
5
characters'
Resident
names.
Evil 5 is 2000. I think it's 2008 or 9. It's
Oh,
around there.
I went with set. I thought that was what it
Well,
was.
here are the characters' names.
Go.
The year is 2007.
Yeah.
And the characters Jackie Estesado and Paulie Flanchetti.
Paulie Flanchetti. It sounds like Italian names, don't they? Paulie
Yeah.
Flanchetti. Right. 2007 is an absolute banger of a year, by the way. It's an absolute banger of a year. So you got Halo 3.
Banger.
You've got Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Remember that?
I do.
Assassin's Creed, Portal,
Damn.
God of War 2, no, God of War 3, BioShock. I know, as we all know, one of the greatest games in 2007. B-Movie, the game. Remember the B-Movie with all the bees?
Yes. Jerry Seinfeld was in it.
Stranglehold. I think I've just realised what it is, by the way.
Oh, go on then. What is it?
We love this game, Stu.
Did we?
What did I say? These characters sound Italian.
You did.
Think of a game.
Hey, forget about it. The
that had
Sopranos, the
Italians
game.
in
Was
it.
there a Sopranos
No,
game?
But it,
Well, it
but
can't be Mafia because it's
no,
not a horror game.
But also, Mafia wasn't released in 2009. But it had the Mafia in it, but it was more.
Oh, the darkness. The
Yeah.
darkness. Jackie. Yeah, it's definitely the darkness.
I like how Duke
That's
just looks
5.
these up now.
There's
I
no
know.
point in me trying to help y'all because I know shit about
I love
games
the
years
darkness. What a
coming
game
out.
that
I
was.
know shit about any of these characters. I wait to make sure that I don't know anything about it, and then I'm like, all right, let me just find some trivia or something. So that way I can contribute in some way, and I don't get bored and start doing something else. There was a game called Sopranos: Road to Respect.
Yeah. Came out, hold on, 2000 and, hold on. I want to say like 4.
Nope, later.
Really? 2005? It must be 2005.
Nope, 2006 apparently.
Fucking hell, because it's not.
It
that's
takes
not-
place between the 5th and 6th seasons.
But
if
that's not
what you're
available
thinking.
on the 360 or PS3. It's only available on Xbox Original.
PS2.
And PS2, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
A version for the 360 was set for release, but was canceled apparently.
Yeah, because the game was
Mostly
trash.
negative reviews.
Yeah, that's why.
Actually, I think I saw a video of someone completely tearing this game down.
Is that 2006?
He did, because he was like, "Forget about it." Like, it was a very funny video. I should find that again because it was really fun. I think Antonio might have sent me that. Either him or Elmar.
Okay.
Anyway, this game that you were talking about though is The Darkness. Yes.
Nugget of information. I think Chinny's already mentioned this before, but you could watch a whole. Is it a whole movie?
Whole movie, yeah.
Whole movie in the game with your girlfriend.
In
You
The
could sit
Darkness?
on. You could sit on the couch and watch the whole movie.
All right. What
There's-
was it? Is it a good movie? Like, is it an original movie?
I
or
can't
is it
remember.
another
Yeah,
movie?
yeah. No, it was just a proper movie. I can't remember what it was, but you
So
could
they made a
watch-
movie just for this.
No,
game?
no, I think it was a
original
proper
movie.
movie. It was
Okay,
a
I
proper
get what you're
movie.
It was an
Okay.
old movie because I think it lost its copyright, so they could play
Yeah.
it.
That makes
But they
sense.
put the whole movie in the game. You could
Yeah.
sit and watch the whole movie.
If there's a
Now
game
you're
that I'd
Googling it.
love a sequel to, because I know it got. I know there was a
There
number
was a
two.
sequel.
There was a two, but I'd love a
Darkness
three.
2 was good as well. That
Yeah,
was really
I'd love
good.
I'd love a three.
I'd love
a
that to
three.
be revived because it was such a great
Yeah,
game.
It's such a cool. Thing.
There's nothing in the Wikipedia article about the movie. I want to know what movie it was. Anyway.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah. So here's that.
And the answer, The Darkness.
5 right.
Number 10. There's not enough time for number 10. So I'll be back with part 3 shortly.
I like that. I like how he recognized, like, oh shit, I don't have enough time. I'll come back to this later. All right, here comes part 3, the third and final part of the horrible quiz. It's a good quiz, but it's called The Horrible.
Okay, clue number 10. The year is 2000. Characters Steve Burnside and Claire Redfield.
That's
That's definitely Resident Evil.
That's Resident Evil. Yeah, Claire Redfield, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what year.
2000. So it's I think.
Is that 2?
So I'm sure no, because they came out like every
3.
year for a while.
I think it's 3.
No, I don't think
that's-
so. No, I don't think
It's
so.
not 4. She's not
No.
in 4.
She's not in. She's not in 3.
Is she not?
No.
2 then. It's got to be
No.
2.
I
It's not 1.
No, it's not 1 because 1's 96, 2's 97,
Right.
and so I think 3 is close. So it's got to be 98 or 99. So I think this one's going to catch you out, Stu.
Oh, do you think it's one of the Raccoon City or something?
I think there was one that was released for the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast came out in 99. It came out 09, 09, 99. But I don't think it was a launch title. So the way I'm going to work this out is I think it came out like a year later. I think this is
Right.
Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Because that was
yeah.
all about Claire.
There you go. I think you're right.
That was the Claire Resident Evil game.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
Okay, let's see.
And the answer, Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Oh,
Yeah,
well
look
done.
Look at you.
Well done.
Getting us
By
our
the
6th
way,
point.
the movie in the darkness was To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a
so-
Mockingbird, yes. And that makes sense because that movie did have, very early on in its cycle, it lost its copyright. And so a lot of people have used it as like public domain type thing. I didn't have to buy it when I showed it to my students one time. It's a very famous book and a famous movie in the US. I love the top comment on, because I found that out on Reddit, and the top comment says, "It's a good movie. It did not, however, give me any advice about how to kill mockingbirds."
There you go.
And then the comment after that said, "It's on the DVD extras. You use a flamethrower."
Can I say a fact about Resident Evil Code Veronica?
Go
Please
on.
do.
We like facts.
The Resident Evil
Yeah.
Code Veronica features one of the most ridiculous but one of my favourite video game cutscenes ever. Right? Where
That's not the master of unlocking, is it?
no. So Claire is at gunpoint. She's
Yeah.
a bunch of blokes are pointing guns at her, right?
Yeah.
And she's got 2 pistols, but she's holding them up like she's surrendering, right? And all the guys are like, "Fucking drop your guns, drop your fucking weapons. We got you. You're done, right?" And she drops them, and before they hit the ground, she dives down and catches them again and shoots everybody.
Brilliant.
And it's so
That's ridiculous.
when because I remember Marsh playing this. I never played it, but I remember watching Marsh play it, and I saw that cutscene back in 2000 when I was 15 years old, and I thought that is the stupidest thing I have ever seen.
that you've ever seen.
And it's always stuck in my mind. I love it.
It's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Upsy Downsy, you use my technique? Yes, Hitchcock, I use your technique. No, it was Scully. Sorry. All right. Well, let's keep going.
Number 11, the year is 2019. And the characters are Misha Darun and Dr. Laurentius.
Doctor.
2019.
Dr. Laurentius. Wait. That's a Borderlands thing. Dr. Laurentius.
No,
I
it's
recognize
not.
that name.
Alright.
No, it's not.
You're wrong. Got
You're
it.
wrong.
I got it.
No, I'm thinking of Dr.
Oh.
Zed, I guess. Dr.
I got it.
Laurentius, but I know that
He's
name.
got it. He's got it.
Misha,
Do I know that? Have I played this game? Do I know the name for
No,
a
I
reason?
don't think you do. No.
Oh,
Misha
okay.
Misha Harung is a Finnish name, isn't it?
2019.
What came
I don't
out
know.
in 2019 that might have been made in Finland?
What? Quantum Break.
Finland.
No.
The country where I'd quite like to.
What else came out?
Quantum
from
Break was
Fin-
like 2016, something like that.
Was it really that old? Not Quantum Break. The other one.
What's the-
Control.
Bing, bing, bing.
Is it Control? It's Control, isn't it?
I think it's Control. I might be wrong.
Yeah, that, I think that suits. It is a horror game, kinda.
Oh,
I think it's not that, but we'll find out.
And the
it's
answer,
not.
A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Oh.
Should have known that.
That's so annoying.
We should have known that. Yeah, we jumped in.
I
too
started
fast.
to doubt myself before you gave the answer. I should have.
I should have left it.
Yeah, should have jumped. We jumped in too fast for that.
I don't remember a doctor being in that.
Yeah, there will have been.
They all got eaten by the rats.
Yeah, they did.
The
There'll be a dog.
fucking rats.
The
Should have had a
rats.
triangle head
Yeah.
protecting you.
Anyway.
Number 12.
Damn
All
it.
right, here comes number 12.
The year is 2015. And the characters, Josh Washington and Jessica Riley.
Jessica Rabbit?
2015. Banger of a year, by the way.
Banger that was.
It's an absolute banger. We like the games that came out in 2015.
What's this one though?
It sounds like the biggest game in 2015 that could be is Fallout 4, but that's not a horror
That's
game.
not.
I don't think it is Fallout 4.
Say the names again. Give me the names again.
Rewinding now.
Number 12. The year is 2015. And the characters, Josh Washington and Jessica Riley.
Yeah, no, this is Until Dawn because it's 9 years old. It just doesn't quite come under the play my game bitch. Does it hold up? Not play my game bitch,
Whatever.
but does it hold up because it's 9 years old? Until Dawn. 100% says.
Yep, 100%.
And the answer, Until Dawn.
You sounded like you was on Who
Yeah.
Wants to Be a Millionaire Until Dawn.
Final answer. That's 100%.
Final answer, 100%.
Yeah, good job. Look at
Oh,
Stu.
well done.
Number
Stu.
13.
I'd have never got that.
The year is 2008. And the characters, Zach Hammond and Kendra Daniels.
That's not Left 4 Dead, is it?
I
I don't
don't
think so.
remember a Zach and a Kendra being in Left 4 Dead.
No,
There is
don't
Left 4
remember
Dead
the
1 did come out in 2008. Horror in 2008. You know what did come out in 2008,
Go on, what came out?
which was awful? I think the Atari reboots of Alone in the Dark came out in 2008.
Ah, yeah, it could be that.
But
let's go with
Dead,
that.
No, but Dead Space came out in 2008.
Yeah, it's not them though, is it? I've played that recently. I don't remember those
Yeah,
names.
but
I'm
they're
saying
all-
that now, and I'm probably going to be wrong.
They're
aren't
all
I?
lesbians now, aren't they? So they could've
Yeah,
changed-
exactly. So what's it? What's the names again? What are the names again? Let's have another listen.
Rewinding.
Let's have a listen.
13. The year is 2008. And the characters, Zach Hammond and Kendra Daniels.
Yeah, no, it is. It is Dead
Answer.
Space.
Isn't the main character
Dead
called Zach?
Space.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is Dead Space. I was
gonna say-
like, it is Dead Space.
Isn't the main character called Zach? Isn't that the main character? Zach?
Yeah, it's Dead Space.
You played it, Duke.
You played it anyway, so
you
you know.
mute. You mute.
I know, yeah. Oh,
Sorry,
no.
I was apologizing over and over for playing it too fast.
It doesn't matter because we got it before you
I
played
know,
it.
I know,
so
I
it's all
know. But you
fine.
might have gone back and said, "Wait, no, I think it's this other thing."
No, it was
It
definitely
could,
Dead
it
Space.
could have been Lost via Domos.
Yeah, it could have been.
Remember the Lost video game that they made?
Yeah, it's
I do
terrible.
not.
Well, they did.
No, nobody does because it was so
So-
awful.
So rare that a tie-in is a good game. Best tie-in video games:
Goldeneye.
Walking Dead,
Goldeneye.
Telltale. What'd you say, Ginny?
Goldeneye.
God, no.
GoldenEye. Okay.
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace, obviously. Game of the year. All right, here's the
dear.
next quiz question.
Number 14. The year is 2013. And the characters Tess Silvopoulos and Tommy Miller.
Tommy Miller. That sounds familiar.
Tommy Miller.
Tommy Miller.
2013, it said?
Yeah.
That's not the Darkness 2. When did that come out? Can't be that, can it?
I don't know actually. That's a gap. I don't know when the Darkness 2 came out. It wasn't.
I feel like it's older than that.
So I've got no trouble thinking of games in 2013, but I just can't think of horror stuff.
No.
So 2013 was like BioShock Infinite, Devil May Cry, the DMC one. Remember the Ninja Theory?
Yeah, Ninja
one?
Theory one. God, is that old?
I think
That's
Ghosts.
mental.
I think Ghosts came out in 2013. I can't really think of.
No, I
Scary
honestly
games.
don't know.
Must
Oh,
be there
Dano.
must be something. What was it again? What was the names again? Let me just.
Rewinding.
Number 14. The year is 2013. And the characters Tess Silvopoulos and Tommy Miller.
Tommy is it The Last of Us? Isn't Tommy the brother of Joel?
Is that 2013? You might be
Yeah,
right,
it
you
is.
know.
Yeah, 2013.
I think
It's
you're
definitely-
right.
It's definitely.
No, I think you're
2013.
right. Now you're saying it, I think you're right. I think it is The Last of Us.
Because you wouldn't say Joel and Ellie because you just get it.
No,
wouldn't you?
because it'd be too obvious. I think you're right. Tommy's his brother, isn't it?
Tommy's his brother.
Let's go with that. I
And
think
the,
you're
the,
right.
the first name I forgot her name already, but that must be the woman that you start with, and she gets.
Yeah, it is. You're
Yeah.
right. It is that. It's definitely that.
Interesting trivia I just saw about The Last of Us.
It's good.
The director Neil Druckmann is a bit close personal friend of mine. So
Oh, there you go. Interesting trivia. Yeah, no, as soon as
is
you
that
said
on
it,
IMDb,
I was like,
that
that's
trivia?
definitely from that.
it is.
Yeah.
He's a close personal friend of some idiot in Wisconsin. All right, here's the answer.
And the answer, The Last of Us.
Good,
Yeah.
good year.
If y'all,
2013.
it sounded like you were gonna not get it, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna kick yourselves on this one."
Yeah, no, as soon as you
That's-
said it, I was like, it is that, 100%.
That's
I just-
9,
didn't recognize the name, so I was like just thinking
Yeah.
of horror games in 2013.
right? All right, I think there's one more here.
And finally, number 15. Year is 1999.
1999.
Characters are Harry Mason and Sybil Bennett.
God.
Is that Alone in the Dark? That's not Alone in the Dark. That was way earlier. Sybil.
Sybil.
See, I'm buggered with the really old ones. I struggle.
If you want to guess your Resident, because you keep saying Resident Evil for everything.
It's Resident Evil.
Because I
Three.
think
It's Anne
Oh,
Margaret.
I
Resident
think
Evil
Egg.
Raccoon City.
I think Resident Evil 3 was either 98 or 99, so that's one.
Yeah, it's not that though, is it?
It could be the first Silent Hill. That was late 90s. I'm not sure if it was 99, but that was late 90s.
Well, let's go with that because I have no other guess for this.
What'd you say, Chinny?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill 1.
Final answer.
Well,
That makes me doubtful. Let me
it's
look
obviously
at-
not.
let me look-
Oh, no, all right.
Hey.
And the answer, Silent Hill.
99.
Yay.
That's the quiz.
I might
Well
have to
done.
I might have to study 99. I don't know 99 very well.
No, I don't know those early years
I
very
know,
well.
the only
But
ones I know is like Shenmue came out in 99. And,
You love Shenmue. That's like your favorite game ever.
There was a game for the 64 that I always wanted to play, but I never played it, and it came out in 1999 called Shadow Man, and I never played it. I don't know.
Oh.
Do you know, we've done quite well there, I think. Done better than I thought we
10
would.
out of 16. Yeah, it's not too bad. You know.
No, 15. 10 out of 15.
Okay,
15.
10 out of 15. Yeah. This is 10 divided by 15 is
You got
66%. It's
Got
like a D.
2/3.
Yeah.
I think we did all right. Could have done worse. Could have done worse.
Certainly could have done worse. It's a
Coulda done
passing grade. We passed the quiz. I was absolutely no help, except one. I got one. I was helpful.
You
on
did get one.
Yeah.
You
And I
did
had
get one.
trivia about some of them. All right. Thank you,
Okay.
Saint Diesel
Yeah,
the
thanks,
Horrible. We
Derek.
appreciate
Not
you.
not
We love
Derek
the
even.
quizzes.
It's great.
Now he's
quizzes.
not going to do quizzes next week. He can't
That's
keep doing
fine.
this.
Look,
It's
he
a
can't
lot.
keep
But
doing-
somebody else out there could
Good
give us a
effort,
quiz.
though. Good
We
effort.
have quizzes from all over the place.
Yeah,
it
we
doesn't
do.
have to be elaborate like Jay used to do. It could be, a little simple, but we'd love a quiz.
Or
Any
even
kind of
like a
quiz y'all wanna
silent
send in.
game, a quiz within a quiz. It doesn't have to be that complex.
That's a
Doesn't have-
possibility. There's all sorts of ways to do quizzes. Do a quiz style we've never seen before, people.
Yeah.
Somebody send us a quiz, please. VeteranGamersUK@gmail.com? No.
No.
What is it? What's
Come
the
on.
podcast? What's
Come
the
on.
email?
Come on.
I don't know it. Say
What
it.
do you mean you don't know it? Oh,
Just
God.
say it. Jesus
What do you
Christ.
mean you
People listening don't want to
know
hear
it?
us debating. I don't use it.
VG
Podcast
Podcast
UK.
at gmail.com.
That's
Thank you.
correct.
Jesus
VG
fucking Christ.
Podcast UK at gmail.com. Honestly.
What does that mean exactly?
It means he gets results, you stupid chief!
Dad, sit down.
All right. Are we done? Are we doing shout outs?
Shout outs. Let's get out of
It's time for a shout out.
Hey!
Shout out.
I'll go first.
Go on, go first.
No,
go.
I'm going first.
All
I'm
right,
going to
go
shout out
first.
SLH because she agreed with me on Discord about how, yes, spelling doesn't really matter, grammar doesn't really matter, but if we're going to give some people a bollocking because of problems with writing, then we should be aware of our own mistakes when we write or whatever. And I think that's a good thing to do. So thank you,
I'm quite shocked
SLH.
at that. SLH usually is for good grammar.
It's not about being for or against it. Look, there's books and then there's the way people actually speak, okay? And the books are always trying to keep up with how people speak. That's why skibbity is going to be added to the dictionary soon. Mark my words.
Skibbity bow.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, shout out to her. Shout out to Amar for always sending me interesting stuff. And shout out to Jason for sending an interesting story about the squirrel and the raccoon. I am genuinely sad about that, even though it's not good to keep a squirrel in your house. It just feels like one of them grizzly bear things, people are like, oh, I'm friends with the grizzly. Like, if you're friends with the squirrel now, but as soon as you're sleeping and he scratches up your fucking testicles, then you'll be pretty angry.
Yeah, you will.
So,
I'm going to shout out Kyle from the Continuum podcast who sent us an email last week, and I gave it a listen.
I listened to it as
podcast.
well.
I've kind of gone down a bit of a
Ooh.
rabbit hole. I just picked one and random in the
goodness.
middle and started there.
Okay.
I listened to it, and
Okay.
I listened to the latest episode, and they were talking about cars
Yeah.
and like what type of cars they had and stuff like that. I listened to it. It's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a good
It
show.
is a good show. It's a weird show, but it's kind of one
Not
of those
like
things.
this one, not this normal
No.
show that we have.
No, I don't mean weird in that way. I mean, it's weird in so much as they're just chatting. And it's almost like, yeah.
most
That's
99% of podcasts are just people just
Yeah,
chatting.
just chatting. But I like the structure of it, and I like that he sticks to. I mean, he is strict about that half hour. It's like, right, we're done.
Imagine us doing a half-hour show.
God, no, never happened.
We should
all
try
right.
it.
I've
next
been
week.
playing Rocket League. Yeah, move on.
Move on.
It's strict, very strict.
good.
But I kind of liked it. I like the rabbit hole they go down. I like the stuff they took, the sort of chatter. I mean, they did one about nostalgia, and he was talking about the first McDonald's he went to. When he had his first McDonald's, and I went to the one in Wigan, and it was one of the first McDonald's in the Northwest when it opened. I think I could be wrong, but that's what I feel like I remember. But I might be wrong.
God, I hope he doesn't invite you on his show because like
When-
he ain't gonna get anywhere, is he?
No, I'm
Then
not.
it's not going to be a half hour long.
We
It'll be
went
6
on
hours.
we went on opening day.
Yeah.
So when it
Damn,
opened,
this is a big event.
and we were given these like proper solid plastic happy cups with Ronald McDonald on. And I had that cup for years. I used that cup at home for
Had it for
drinking
years,
squash out
Charlie.
of and water or whatever.
That's probably
I
worth
always
money.
have-
That was.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it
It's not available anymore. I don't know what
I
happened
bet,
to that.
I bet if
when
you'd
I was
have
a
kept
kid.
it pristine, that would have been.
Oh,
worth
yeah, it would have been because it
bars.
was like special limited edition opening day Ronald McDonald Happy
Yeah,
Cup.
Yeah.
that's right.
But yeah, I had that cup for years. I used it for everything, anything drink related. It was in the Happy Cup. So there you go.
It was Stewart's special happy cup.
It was my special happy in my happy place.
Happy.
Okay.
Happy cup.
Chinny, shout outs.
Shout out to God for being a massive
Oh,
twat.
As Homer Simpson once said, he's my favorite fictional character.
Yeah. Yeah, no, shout out to just, I don't know, all the listeners. It's all good, isn't it? It's good stuff. And
Yeah,
all
thanks,
good.
listeners.
It's all good, man.
thanks. Yeah, and I appreciate if you can help me on my snooker thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Definitely be doing
16th of Nov.
November 16th.
that. 16th of November.
There will be another show between now and then, so we'll
Yeah.
remind you next Sunday.
I'm
But
I'm
put it
stressing
on your
because I'm
calendars,
like,
people.
I don't know how I'm going to do it. Like, I don't know what the Wi-Fi is like.
Well, you're gonna have details next week, so
You'll be fine.
Oh, I don't know.
it'll probably be
fine.
fine.
Okie
Yeah,
doke.
shout out to people in the chat: A. Louis, Agent, Dean, Exley, Ian, and Jason. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
That's it. We're done.
Colin
Let's
all
get the hell out of
Okay.
here.
Colin all cars.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
Colin.
listening, everybody.
All right, show's
Bye.
over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Won't you?
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that one.
Hey, television set, gonna do something less boring instead. Sitting at home, watch TV, turning up slow cooks and
It's very strange what Eric picks like as a sound effect.
It is. It is. Right. I've got to go, guys. I'm working tomorrow and it's fairly
Okay.
late. So,
Yes.
No,
have a
I
good.
want to have a lengthy conversation with you.
yeah, I'll catch you both next week. Bye.